Ladies and gentlemen, come on. Yes, let's dance it. Come on. Come on, let them say ya. Come on, let them say ya. Not in the business, you catching fever. Getting serious like empty river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving all the way. Yeah, yeah. We coming, yeah. Where is our we coming? As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. Anywhere we meet up, speak. Where is our we coming? Yeah, we coming, yeah. We coming. Where is our we coming? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, good. I can hear myself now. All right. Okay, as usual, my name is Munel Kishen, aka the General. You love my background, and all the way. I don't know if this is Patawi or somewhere, but anyway, I know people are all over social media giving news, and some people are feeling bad, and some people are downhearted, and some people will say, "But what's going on?" They gave Mr. Cummings 72 hours to produce document and whatsoever. What I'm here to tell you guys: do not be moved. Take it easy. You know, we need the public sentiment. We need to win it. Our responsibility is to win this case in the public court of opinion. Is to tell the Liberian people the truth. What they are doing, one thing I would say, Mr. Cummings got a very, very good lawyer. And if you listen to him, you will understand the truth about this case. And what I'm about to tell you, this is a first-hand information. I call Liberia. Some people, from this morning, I don't know. Some people think that maybe I got a direct line, but I've been calling Liberia and to get information from certain group of people. Let me fix something. 1 minute, please. I want to fix something here. Let me do something quick. Let me see. No, it's not too good. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good. Alright, I'm trying to adjust my color. Okay, I can see I think my lights is not too. Look, this is technology. This can be done anywhere. It's not no magic. It's green screen I'm dealing with here. So I'm dealing with a green screen. So don't think that I'm sitting in some kind of place here. This is not magic. This is not like before you can lie to the people and say, I was sitting in this place, but now no, it's not. It's sitting in this right in the same area. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think it's much better. So, a lot of news on social media. Mr. Cummings went to the court today, and Serena Sivers had a conference and said he won. He put in for certain things, and the lawyer granted it. But let me tell you, it's no problem. The fact of the matter is that the information I got and they are investigating, the opinion was written by Serena's Cephas. You can listen to the biggest talk show. You can listen to Spoon that carry 4,000 people live. They can watching them. They can go to the other one that carry 2,000, 3,000 live. For me, no lot of people, a lot of people don't watch me. But what I gave the truth, and that's it. You take it, that's it. You do want to take it, but every time I give my information, it come to pass. Every time I say anything, it come to pass. That's why I love my little audience. You know, it almost like when you go into church. I don't like the big churches, the mega churches that sometimes the pastor might not even know your name. But my church is very small that everybody know me and I know everybody. So on my platform, I know who follow me and I know who don't follow me. So it's not anything big about it. But let's say this, my people, don't be afraid. Don't get mad. Our responsibility is to win this case. I'm not a lawyer in the public court of opinion. We're going to tell you. This is what Ure and other people asking for. You know, only one person, one group can exonerate Mr. Cummings when our case goes to what trial and whatsoever. It's neck. The court has the power to subpoena the document if they want to. If they want to, do not be afraid. It was a signature page. Let me tell you guys something. The first thing here, you know that the ANC constitution, it have been amended. Don't you know that Henry Costa's name is still on the ANC constitution? When you have a document and you amend that document, the page, that signature continues. You understand? The first document that ANC put together, when they said that and all the jobs were going to be given to only members of ANC and members of CPP, and the public went against it. That document is trash. That is a trash. They don't need it. They don't use it. That is what Ure asking for. You know, that reminds me of a Liberty Party. You know, after Liberty Party amended the constitution and gave the leadership to the chairman, they took all the power from the political leader. Yombly decided that they will go back to the old constitution to give her power, to give the political leader more power. That is why they said that Mr. Ability fingered the document. And guess what happened? Mr. Ability now have taken Darius Dillon to court. $1 million defamation of character. That is what he sued. So that one, they can take care of it. Now, please, please, what are the UP? They want to insult, they want to curse, they want to say this, the ALP. Don't pay them no mind. Continue giving your message. Do not pay them no mind. They cannot win this case. We know exactly what they're doing. They're trying to prolong it. They're trying to keep Mr. Cummings in court. They're trying to prolong everything. The fact there is that CPP got one document. One. Every one of them signed for their document. They have it. What they're requesting for, they said that the old document, I just got on the whole thing now. The first document that the Liberian people went against, in that document, it was a lot of flaws, and we all know that. There were a lot of flaws in that document, and they decided not to use it. And they called the lawyers and they amended the document. And every one of them got copies. But guess what? Don't worry yourself. They signed for the copies. So what they're going to ask for is the old draft. The draft. Look, please, I beg you. I know people are pissed off. People are mad. People say, oh, yes, and this thing here, why ANC is not coming up to defend itself and to say this. Yes, it could be true. We need more people out there. We need more people to inform the Liberian people. But do not be carried away. Mr. Cummings is innocent. There is nothing in that document. They will either come and say, oh, that Olosha stole, or that Moriah, they know something. Maybe they don't want finger the document, they don't want change the document, and Mr. Cummings don't know nothing. Nothing happened to the document. Nothing. If you guys could remember, there are a lot of evidence. More Adi have said it so many times on radio, and these guys, I just found out they got some of the tips. More Ali have said it into the chat room. There's nothing wrong with the document. So all this evidence will come up. Today, they were supposed to show up, the witnesses, Mo Ali, Joe Boaka, and Yumli. None of them show up to the court because they know exactly what happened. Please like this video. Please, just like the video for me. If you don't like the video, then let's forget it. Just like the video. I know that 37, but only 7% like the video. That is what you do. You like the video. The like is what they look at. I just found out that the like is what they look at. So please like the video. Now, they were supposed to show up to the court. None of them show up to court because they're working in connection with the government that this case will not go anywhere. That this case is, when you listen to Serena Cephas continue to say that, oh, this case here is a long case, it's not a short case. Yes, no problem. But it's not going to stop Mr. Cummings. That's their plan. That is what they plan to do. And guess what? When you bring a witness, y'all listen to the lawyer. He said they will be scrutinized. They will be open for public records or whatsoever. Mo Ali, maybe sometimes we Liberians will forget, but are getting pissed off with people who consider themselves as journalists and they're not doing their work. They are not investigative journalists. Everybody want to accuse, but I will tell you, I am 100% sure I can put my life on the line for Mr. Cummings. I don't do it. I have never done it before, but I can tell you, today I work the phone and I make people to speak to me earnestly. They don't need to come on the show. But I will tell you, ANC has in a possession who signed for the document. But guess what? What they're requesting for, they want to go back to the old document, the draft that Liberians went against. That is what they're talking about. They are not talking about the document at neck. These guys are criminals. They are wicked. They are killers. These are the kind of people that bring war. They're looking at Mr. Cummings and stabbing. What they're requesting for is the old document, that the one that the lawyer amended before the lawyer did it. In that one, it was a messed up document, and they all agreed to amend the document. So don't worry, please. Don't. I know people pissed off. Why ANC not bringing the document? ANC don't have the document. ANC got a copy of the document. Only one document ANC is owned by CPP. You can go to NEC and get it from there. The court has the authority to subpoena if they want to do it. But what the judge did today to give Mr. Cummings 72 hours to bring document, please slow down, guys. Don't worry. Don't be afraid. Don't say, oh, this and that. I will tell you, the lawyer, Sila, he's not no fiaka lawyer. He's not like Serenius. You can see when you listen to Serenius today, Serenius Cephas speaking like an opposition, speaking like somebody who, along with Ure, working together. So even if they want to give Mr. Cummings 72 hours, they could have gone into the case today. They could have gone into the case today and still asked them to bring the document in 72 hours. Why didn't continue the case today? That is their plan. That is their plan. So my question here, and that is what you need to ask. What Serena Cephas saw with his eyes that gave him the authority to say, yes, I can win this case, so I'm going to charge Mr. Cummings for forgery. What in their possession, what they have. What they have. Look, if a document is amended, The signature don't change. America and had 17 different amendments on the Constitution. It's still the same. They will just document in there. So in a CPP document, they will tell you that social thing was amended and whatsoever. When you look on the ANC document, Henry Pedro Costa name is still in the ANC document because he was one of the former for that document. He was one of those who craft that thing. But ANC have amended the Constitution. But Henry's name is still in there. So when they said you take the page from here and put it there, that BS. Don't listen to them. Let the court decide. But let us tell the Liberian people the truth. Nothing wrong. These guys are all political crooks. It's because of their selfishness. Because Mr. Cummings refused to be like them, to be part of them. So they think that we must put something on him. We must do this, do that. I can tell anybody coming during the 2023, this election, trust me, the UP will not see, they will never take state power. George Weah, this is his last term. They will not sign his contract. His contract will not be signed because of bad performance in the first 6 years. The people in Liberia, listen, don't be afraid. Let them say whatever they want to say. If I were you now, I would not even go on the post. They are all lying. Look, they have tried so many times and it failed. They have started with Mr. Cummings all the way and they are failing. They are failing. Tomorrow we'll be in Washington, D.C. to let the world know that what is going on in Liberia is not justice, it's witch hunt. From Serena Cephas' explanation, you can know it's a witch hunt. And the information here that the opinion that was rendered today was written by Serena Cephas, and they are investigating right now. All the lawyers, people, they got a group of people that usually look at the lawyers' ruling, the judge ruling, and he quoted some international law that, oh yes, it happened in this country, so they're going to review it, and they go through that. But Mr. Cummings don't have no 5 copies. There was no 5 copies given to Mr. Cummings. When they amended the document, they all received a copy and they signed for it. One Flomo, I will give you the names. They would say one, I think, of Flomo or guy from Liberty Party and ALP. They signed. They all signed for the document. When you listen to Ure, when they all had the press conference, 3 of them had the press conference, and Mr. Ure admitted. He said, yes, the lawyers did it and they brought it to us. We also had copies of that document. Why are you asking for the draft? What they are asking for is not the copy from NECO. Don't let them lie to you. It's not the neck copy they are asking for. They're asking for the draft, the one that the Liberian people rejected before they amended this, before they brought the new one out. Because Yombly went to NEC and she got copies. They gave her photocopy. If the court want copies, they can go to NEC and request copies. So which are the copies they're talking about? We cannot give something that we don't have. Maybe we need to let them know. We cannot give something out that Mr. Cummings don't have. We got our copies. They got a copy. Everybody received the copies. And they signed for the copies. Now, I want you all to go back. You see what they did to Liberty Party? It started, if you can remember, if your memories can serve you right, the whole fingering and authoring of documents started with Liberty Party. It started with Liberty Party. Liberty Party was the first that came out and said Bility tamper with a document. Because when Yombly tried to make the decision to support Mr. Boaka, the other people said no. So they tried to go back to the old constitution that gave the political leader power. Because they know that's how they sue Bility and took Bility status. Oh, Bility altered. Listen, you see Bility? Billington know that he did nothing wrong. What he did, he just sued Darius Dillon for scandalizing his name and calling him a fraudster, that he tampered with the Liberty Party document. So he got to go to court now to go judge himself. This is the same thing going to happen with Liberty Party, with the ALP, and the UP. It will happen with them. Every one of them will be sued. You just watch it. Let them continue to do what they're doing. Don't be afraid. I understand other emotions. Some people are simple. Oh, Mr. Cummings, look at it trying to damage someone. Some of them will make it look as if it was and that people that around Mr. Cummings la. Mr. Cummings read the document. Everybody saw the document. And that clause was put in there when the lawyer told them that, but if you guys really want to hold together, you will have to put this thing in there. You listen to Serena's friend, we had a new one today. He said, even a clause for selecting vice president was not finalized. Y'all listen to that again? That was a new one it brought out today. I never heard that. They said the exit clause. Now, the new one that just surfaced is there's a clause in there how to select the vice president. My people, according to the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, it's the responsibility and right of a standard bearer to choose his own vice president or her own vice president. Whether you can take, because we don't vote for vice president. Now, what they are saying that the one that's supposed to be there, it should be one of the stand-up, one of the political leaders supposed to be the vice president. You see, Darius Taylor explained the same framework and said that one of his problems was why they couldn't open it up for everybody to contest. They only limit it to political leaders. Now, the same document he been reading. The same document. Don't be afraid, my people. I beg you. I know it's hard. It's hard. They put him, look, don't worry. And another thing, some people say, why Mr. Cummings have not given his rebuttal yet? We know what's going on, my people. It should have been done today. It will be done tomorrow. We're taking our time. They say when you take your time to kill or ants, you will see what in the stomach. You can see the writing on the wall that they are on Mr. Cummings' back because they are seeing the defeat little by little. Little by little. And let me break this news to you. Y'all who in the UP and Liberian people, I will tell you today for free. If you think George Weah will win election, he will win election on against Joseph Boakai. If Joseph Boakai goes against George Weah, the Liberian people will vote for George Weah any day, anytime. It's not Mr. Cummings. I'm saying it and I'm not going to hide it from you. If Joseph Newman Boakai is on that ticket and goes against Joe and Mr. Weah, Weah will win overwhelmingly. I'm telling you today. Take it from me, and I'm saying it. The only person that the CDC is afraid of is Mr. Cummings because they don't know how to campaign. There are a lot of things on Mr. Boakai that CDC, that George Weah will argue and debate with Mr. Boakai. George Weah will not debate with Mr. Cummings. That is why they're doing everything. So who next? After Mr. Cummings, who next? Gonglo? Kiase? Because their fear now is the new people. Mr. Cummings been there, and you got Gonglo, then you get Kiase. So all these things you're doing, you think that the Mr. Cummings they're going after. If you don't be careful, you will get George Weah for the second time when you think that when they take Mr. Cummings out, if they disqualify Mr. Cummings, then we'll get Joseph Boakai to go against and we'll whip Joseph Boakai. You saw the post is in the newspaper that Henry Costa said that Mr. Boakai failed the Liberia people because up to now he have not making any decision. Because Henry Costa said that Mr. Boakai is supposed to leave. They're supposed to announce that they're leaving the CPP, and up to now they have not made that decision yet. So You see, look, God move in a mysterious way. My people, I beg you, I hold you for. I beg you. Thanks to the 20 people who like the video. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. The other 24, the 34, no problem. You don't have to do it. Just let it go like that. But just listen to me. This is a simple thing. Just to like this video. And I Henry Costa. Then, if you don't like my video, let me tell you the real truth. Then don't be watching me. Don't watch me. In fact, next week I come and start choosing my own friends. Then I know the people who like my video. I will restrict my page to private. Yes, I will restrict it to private and only send my message to the people who want to listen. And that's it. Maybe you'll be seeing it on different page. Okay, guys. So please do not feel discouraged. Please. I know it's painful. A lot of people call today. That nonsense, that this and that. I'm telling you, I am not discouraged. The only one who feel discouraged, listen, I'm not here to bind. If I look, my conscience, my inner person would tell me if there's something smelly and wrong. But people think that we should take an action in a way that for the public, they say, but why Mr. Cummings, why the ANC just waiting, why they can't just bring this document? How will you bring something that you don't have? How in the world they want you to bring copies that you don't have? That was a lie. That was a blinking lie. You do it. Do your own investigation. Listen to Mr. Ure. Listen to Mr. Ure. The May 19th document was signed through Zoom. And more are the ones who collected the signature. He brought the page. And guess what? The copies was delivered by Doroke Jonathan Tyler. Jonathan is the one who delivered it and get copies of the signature that they received the copies, the one they took to neck. They all received the copies. But what they're requesting for, let me tell you today, what they're requesting for is the old document that Liberian people refuse. That thing and that document, they trash that thing long time. They all put it aside. They put it aside, they change it. So you telling me that's the same thing in Liberty Party today. Yombly then trying to go to the old constitution because they are already amended the constitution and she don't have that power anymore. So she need the power. That's why she said belated temper with the document. These people are crooks. These people, they pretend as if they love Liberia. But this is some of the things they've been doing to you a long time. These are the things that they've been doing long time. Seriously. How can you give something that you don't have in your possession? And then ask yourself the question. Let us be real. If you are charged, I can't come to this and say, oh, John Brown stole my telephone. I get proof that John Brown stole the telephone. I went to the police station and said, yeah, John Brown stole it. They say, you sure? It's a criminal charge. Yeah, okay. I'm going to charge John Brown. If you don't charge John Brown, sometimes you invite John Brown to find out what's going on and you do your own investigation. When you do your investigation and you have that proof, when they finish with the investigation, then you say, listen, Anthony General, you can charge this man. This man is guilty. We got all evidence. But you don't have evidence. You don't have evidence of criminal case. So what Serena Seaford saw, so he actually charged Mr. Cummings on the say. Ure himself, how Ure know that it was changed? Then bring your copy and publish it. What you saw, publish it. You're telling Liberian people, say, Mr. Cummings, yeah, this is the real document. Bring the real document out. And guess what? Mr. Cummings alone cannot collect the document from NEC. If Mr. Cummings got to go to NEC, they all four got to go to NEC and sign it and take it out. And once you take that document from NEC, CPP is not a legal organization anymore. That is what they've been waiting for. That is why they say, okay, you know what? Take the document up, let us look at it and how best to face it. Once that document is out of NEC, CPP is over. Nothing is binding anymore. And do you know why they put the exit clause? The exit clause was put in there because they believe that Mr. Cummings are going to leave. They believe that Mr. Cummings had no chance of even winning. Mr. Cummings don't have no chance of winning the standard bearership. So he was going to leave. So Mr. Cummings saw it, he agreed. Now today, the game turned around. What goes around, come around. It went on them, so they try to change it and bring on. Y'all go back. According to record, and you know, let me tell you, you can call a man criminal when there's a fact. I can call Ure criminal because his name is at the Treasury Department. They can't do business with him because of XYZ. Two, Mr. Ure is a liar because he's on Facebook and I got a copy of his tip that gave him different information. He had given different information. He said, I requested for all the CPP document from my chairman. When I heard the people talking about can't leave, I called my chairman the next day and requested for all. That means it's more than one. He requested for it and he looked in there, nothing with them. Good. The one he requested for, why you can't publish it? Then again, on Henry Costa's show, he said, no, on when they were having the press conference, three of them, he said that somebody called him from NEC and gave him the information, a whistleblower. And his son, Henry Costa, ran with it all over the place and said, yes, that's how Ure got it. And the person said, oh, your document you brought here, that document, I photocopy, but it looked like they changed something inside. So how do you know they changed it? How do you know it was changed? Bring that copy. And Yombly also went to NEC and requested for copies. When she got a copy, why they can't show us the copy? That's not what they're asking for. They are asking for the draft. The old one that the Liberian people went against. That's not a document. We don't have it. Mr. Cummings don't have it. And Mr. Ure lied again. He said he turned over 5 copies. My people, please. Mo Ali, I just found out from somebody who grew up with Mo Ali. You know, he's a mulatto man. I'm a mulatto man. When you see a mulatto man lying, when he was coming out that they want to call Dirty Ray, when you see mulatto people lying in their prime, they in a place and they lying and they don't mess. Mo Ali been lying for a very long time. And Mo Ali is on record from the chat room, on radio, everywhere. All that one will be played. And the lawyer waiting for them. The lawyer waiting for them because they will be on an oath. When they say they bring in Yombly, they bring in Mr. Bwaka, and they bring in Mo Ali, it's not nothing for you to worry about. Because ANC lawyer, Mr. Cummings lawyer, will cross-examine them. He will cross-examine them. So you shouldn't worry. What we need to do is to let the public know Mr. Cummings don't have no document they're requesting for. That 72 hours, don't worry about it. Don't worry. Oh, hey, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. Look, justice, there's no shortcut. Let us stop the shortcut. We will see the end. It will not stop Mr. Cummings. It will not stop Mr. Cummings from traveling. It will not stop Mr. Cummings from doing anything. We will see the end of it. We will see the end of it. Don't be surprised. And in fact, tomorrow will be a very good news for ANC. People from the ALP, they are so discouraged. They're leaving a party. They're leaving because they know that Mr. Ure is not worth the salt he eat. These guys are all, look, I don't know. You know, we said it, but you got to learn the hard way. I know when you ask Mr. Cummings today whether he regretting that he joined the CPP, he regretting it, but not 100%. Because Mr. Cummings still believes that he can change the system. It's not an easy thing. Like how Barack believe that he could change the system in America. It's not easy. The system is what Mr. Cummings is fighting. It's the system that fighting us too. This year will not be an easy year. That is why if your thing we going to beg and whatsoever, yes, we going to Washington D.C. to tell the American government, you put your eyes on Liberia. Ellen Johnson went through and turned this country over, but President Weah is already doing what he thinks an a dictator or a tyrant can do. Using government resources, buying pickups for chiefs and putting on it donated by the president of Liberia. What the job of GSA? This is the first time in our history almost everybody condemned the speech of the president. Every social media, even everybody condemned the speech. The only people that say the speech is good, that's sedition. But I know some sedition who already condemned the speech, but they can't come up. And then I'm not business to tell you who they are. Yeah. One thing I can do, let me tell you guys. Even if a sedition come to me with an information, I will not call his name. If a sedition come with me with a recording, if somebody gave me a recording and say, Sekou Kalasco gossiping about George Weah, I will not play it. I will not play it. It's not going to make no difference. If Sekou Kalasco go behind closed door and somebody record him and gossiping about George Weah, if there's anything that would damage Liberia, I will talk about it, but I will bring it up for the individual to know that someone talking about it so they will change or they will come. You know why? Because I will not be in the business to damage people's life. I will not be in the business to damage another person's life. You know what I said this for? We all were laughing. And I still got a post that I put up. I said the Moluba Molu tape was not necessary to play for Moluba Molu name to be on it. It was not necessary, not to even call his name. But that tape damaged that man for good. Maybe when George Weah leave office. But it damaged Moluba Molu for a lifetime until Weah can leave office. You could play that table all calling him. I just want to let you guys know. So, people, seditions condemn this speech. This was a recitation. The speech the president gave, I consider as a recitation. I see the moon see me. God bless the moon and God bless me. You come out tomorrow, you say the same thing. Eh? Our president gave a speech, State of the Union, State of the Nation address to tell the legislators what he did last year and could not tell the people all the promises, how far he gone. And he was just diving, swimming over it. I recall all the corruption. He just talked about, oh, the anti-corruption will be tough. That's it. Everybody condemned the speech. This is the first time I see on social media, every outlet condemned the president's speech. Everybody. And it was the longest speech in the history. Maybe, I don't know, if anybody can tell me how long President Talbot spoke for at the United Nations. But just imagine 2 hours, 30 some more minutes, and boring. And he added in there the trophy he won as MVP in a basketball tournament. Can't meet. These are some of the achievements of the president. You can't believe that. This president got more time on his hand than any president in the world. I don't know that my first time see president get time. Eh? They say after 5 o'clock, the president go home. Nobody can talk. He can't talk about no country business again. All he know that 8 hours job. 8 hours job. and your Liberian people sitting there, they're using your taxpayer money, election coming on. The new money in the country, but the old money, they're supposed to take the old money out, but the old money is staying in the country and the new money in the country. The big people using the new money, and Liberians, you're clapping. Hey, the president ate dry rice with some beef fish today. The president exhibiting all his riches, all his nice things. Chief Gwaze come here, 2 pickup, 1 ambulance, 10 motorbike. So you want to tell me for the last 4 years, so they're telling us that all the counties, the superintendent, the whatsoever, never had transportation for the last 4 years. For the last 4 years, or he gave it to the chiefs. And who are the chiefs? These are people who supporting George Weah. There are people who supporting George Weah. Please like this video. I see 35. I will be talking to you all the time. I won't remind you. 35%. The chiefs, they are all sedition. I bet one chief to come up and say, "Oh, me, I'm not supporting George Weah. I'm supporting nobody, but I'm supporting George Weah. But he gave me kind of lie." That's a lie. George Weah, the first thing, George Weah don't talk to people who don't support CDC. And I got proof on that. If you're not supporting CDC, George Weah do not talk to you. George Weah only speak to seditions. That is why they took them to the Capitol building three days ago. They carry a whole cheering squad at the Capitol building to cheer when he's speaking. When he traveling, they carry a cheering squad for him. Political parties want to use government facilities, they deny you. But George Weah can use it anytime. They just say that everything fine in Liberia. They just say it's now a witch hunt. They don't want to tell me that Democratic is protesting in Liberia, or because they ain't got nobody in jail. Your thing will do, you will say that this president lie to the entire country and you accept it. I really want to see if Liberians are stupid people for true come 2023. We will know if Liberians are ready or they are not, or they're ready. We will know if you ready or you don't ready. I told you before, I said the old people, their life is over. They're done already. They can sell Liberia for anything. They don't want to go and tell the children now, and the president go. They don't say the president will be there for life. The other chief say, let the man be there for life. Don't let them fool you that George Weah will win election camp 2023. I really won't see it. This is the first time in our history that representatives, senator condemning the president's speech. The first time. It never happened before. Either they stop talking or they pretend as they didn't hear it. They condemn the speech because the president lied to us. The president lied to the nation. This is not personal. It's not personal. But he lied to the nation. Then you say he will win. Let me tell you, that is what they fighting. You know why I come on every day for? When I get the time? With all my numbers, my 84 and this and that. I am proud of what I'm doing. Because of the messages I receive from Liberia, people who I don't know, and tell me, say, my man, just continue what you're doing. You know how many people in this government are doing that will vote against that government when it comes to George Weah and any other person apart from Unity Party? So you UP government, I'm not hiding from you again. Apart from UP, take UP out. If Kiase, Gonglo, Cummings go against George Weah finish. Don't be surprised that George Weah might not take first place in this coming election. But because our so-called educated people trying to tell us that 2017 is the same thing for 2017, how many times you should allow them to fool you? Look at the result for 2005. 2005 result. 2011 result. 2017 result is the same? No. The only problem with 2011, CDC refused to go in the second round because somebody took money and they were vexed. Somebody took money from somewhere. Somebody took money from somewhere. Don't be fooled. Today, NEC have registered almost 2.5 million Liberians. 2007, that was not it. You know what I'm saying? So you think the result from 2007 will come into 2011? No. And for the Liberian people to see, the first election is your election. The second election is the Liberian people election. Because if you don't perform in the first round, then that's it. So this is the strategy. Let me tell you the strategy again. You know what happened with Ellen Johnson and George Weah? When George Weah got vexed, Ellen Johnson, according to George Weah, CDC, they said Ellen was cheating. Ellen suppressed the vote. The security people are doing. They want to do the same thing to the opposition. Now, when you do it to the opposition, they might get pissed off and say, okay, we're not going for the second round. Then they will continue the second round, and then George Weah win. That is the same game. It's the Ellen playbook they're going back. That is the same game. Liberians, this is not about Mr. Cummings. This is not about Mr. Cummings. It is your right. No government, we don't have no guns in that country. We don't have a military government. We have a civilian government. But this government trying to make it look like a police government. The military, the government will never send no military on us. This a police government. Now they're using the police. You are more than the police. We're not calling on because you take the tape here today. The next say, oh, the men were calling. We're not calling for no violence. But history, you go back to history. When Samuel Doe stole the election, it brought a problem into Liberia. But Doe had the guns, so nobody said. But right now, there is no guns, intellectual, our brains. Nobody fighting war. There will be no war in Liberia. That is why we're calling on the international community, please, you talk to President Weah. He's not changing the constitution because he said when they change the constitution, problem. But they're suppressing. Indirectly, they're trying. Today is Mr. Cummings. Who next tomorrow? Who are they going to go after tomorrow? It's the same thing. You go and look in the my own. You go argue. You go in the GSC report. They got Joseph Boakai office with $1 million in front of it that he could not be accounted for. He could not account for $1 million that they gave them for something. So all that trap, they had all that trap. They know now Mr. Cummings, they are convinced, CDC convinced that Mr. Cummings is the threat. They're convinced already. The only people that ain't convinced yet are people from UP. Mr. Ure's responsibility was to break up the CPP. Two things. Either break up the CPP or present Mr. Boakai to George Weah. It's like you taking a meat and get a meat to the lion. Because it's easier for CDC to run campaign against Unity Party than against Mr. Cummings. What will you tell Mr. Cummings? He never worked in the government. He ain't collecting government taxes. What are you going to tell him? So now, we can stop the guy. We can put something, Ure, this is it. This is what we're going to give you. This is your businessman. We all know that Ure hates Mr. Cummings. Don't let nobody fool you. We know from the statement that this man has been making, we know that he hates Mr. Cummings any day with passion. He hates Mr. Cummings with passion. Including Henry Costa. Hate Mr. Cummings with passion. That man did nothing to nobody. This man worked earnestly for his money. He did nothing to nobody. But he coming to Liberia and come back to his country and say, I'm going to run for president. That's the one that make people mad. Because he's an earnest man and make his money earnestly. I'm not saying that he's perfect human being. He makes some mistakes. We are all, we men and women, human beings, we got flaws. But because he earnest and speaking the truth about corruption, about governance, about all kinds of things, that the one that hurting their feelings, that the crime he committed. please love the video, man. Pa, you love the video. And because this man said, I won't run for president, that the biggest crime in the history of Liberia, that's why they got to say he forged document. Liberians, put up your thinking cap. You sign document one time or constitution. The first time they sign it, let me go back again. When they sign it, that signature remains on that document until it can go down. When they amend the document, they will notify, they will put it in there that it was amended, blah, blah, blah. But the signature page will still remain. The date will still remain when that constitution was signed. They tell you about the American Constitution, the name still there. When you go in the ANC Constitution, Henry Pedro Costa name is still there, but they amended the Constitution. Liberians, please think for yourself. This is not rocket scientists. It's not rocket scientists. Now, if Ure told us the other day that if anybody leave the CPP, hold us responsible. So even if this document was tough for nobody to leave, and it's a good thing for CPP, go away. They said that if anybody leave, they said they were not too sure people will leave the CPP because other coalition cannot stand, coalition can stand, coalition can stand. Now, in there, they say if you leave, you can't contest just to hold everybody. So it's not a good thing. How in the world you want to steal and you don't steal to benefit yourself? Or because Mr. Cummings want to run on Mr. Boyka popularity. Look at that nonsense. Only fools, people who pretended that they are smart, but they took the back door. All they were doing in class is to get the paper and get out and go steal into the war. Make such a statement. Or Mr. Cummings just want run on Mr. Boyka popularity. So look, in the CPP, if Mr. Boyka the stand-up bearer or Mr. Cummings the stand-up bearer, if anybody in there don't want to vote, you can't force them to vote. You can't force them to vote. The same way UP people are saying that if Mr. Cummings is the stand-up bearer, they will not vote for Mr. Cummings, no matter what happened. Some UP people say they will vote for Mr. Cummings. People in the ANC say if Mr. Boyka is on that ticket, they will not vote for Mr. Boyka. They rather voting for somebody else. And there are other people in the ANC say if Mr. Cummings, if Mr. Boyka is the stand-up bearer, I will vote for Mr. Boyka because I'm part of the CPP. So whether we like it or not, everybody got their views. So nobody going to steal nobody's popularity here. If you know that you wanted to make Mr. Boyka stand-up bearer, why you ain't say it a long time? If you're going to say it, Mr. Cummings is not going to join. He was not going to join. And if Mr. Boyka know that he was so popular, he was so telling us, say, listen, I don't want to join nobody. You can come and join me. Mr. Cummings was not popular. Mr. Cummings believe, and all Liberians believe, that if you want to go in the one round, the only man who broke that record was Charles Taylor. Charles Taylor won with 75% with 13 political parties. You know what I'm saying? But for you to defeat anybody in this coming election, in the first round, you must have a very strong coalition that get 51% of the vote. Then you can do that. If everybody go on their own with the kind of momentum, and I see people getting people, nobody going to get 50% easily. And you know why I'm saying nobody? I'm not even going to put George Weah in the first place. I cannot put this government in number one. Don't be surprised that their government might take second, or somebody might take first, or they might take first. So 2017 is not the same. People's minds are different. The people who even voted for George Weah will vote against George Weah. A lot of sedition will vote against George Weah. And there are a lot of sedition who coming up publicly and say, I don't support George Weah. I don't support CDC again. They know that the government have failed the Liberian people. They know very well that the government failed the Liberian people. You see, sometimes we won't blame the people. But what is going on right now, They fail to realize they got American embassy, they got all the country embassy. It's all on social media. The people notice that you don't have to get political a prisoner in jail before they know that you're stepping down. They know that you are suppressing somebody. Why will you delay a case? Under the Constitution, he's entitled to speedy trial. You charge him, and then you delay him to bring up the case. You went to court today. The judge gave 72 hours. The case could still go on. And then you come out and say, the case not long till so. This you don't mind, it will go all the way up to the Supreme Court. Because Serena Cephas believe that it's not that he's not a smart lawyer, but he's using the political side. That is why he continued to disrespect the Minister of Justice. He disrespect the minister. He think that the connection. Because Serena Cephas, he deal with human being parts. He's a guy who got killed for position. So it's not nothing for them. It's not nothing for them. And what I'm saying, they said it it's all on social media. The woman interviewed, the woman talked to him, and they played the tape. So it's nothing strange. But Sila will teach him little lesson. Listen to Sila. Listen to Sila. What I want to tell the ANC people, continue and spreading the message. Don't give up. That's what they want you to do. They want you to give up. They want you to go against other people in the ANC. My friend, myself, are talking. I say, yes, somebody call me. Oh, hey, my man, let me tell the real truth. That thing that Mr. Cummings, that Lusher too, and all the guys then. Some person say, oh, my man, that thing that Mr. Cummings, so, but I will tell you the real truth. Or Lusher told them know about it. That's a lie. ANC got in their possession the signature, those who signed for the carpet. But I just found out, all the time they requesting for carpet. They don't want the one from neck. Two things. Either they take the whole document from neck, or they want the old carpet, the one that Liberian people rejected when they said that the employment will only be given to members of CPP. Yeah. That's the one Ure said that he won. They ain't get a copy of it. How the hell in the world you won't get a copy? That's a draft. And then if Ure say he don't have copy, how Ure said on Costa Show that he requested for all the copies, his secretary, his chairman. So you tell me, Liberians, let us not be fooled. If you don't stand up today, it will go back tomorrow. If you don't stand up today, it will go back tomorrow. People call me, oh, Spoon said this, Spoon said that. Listen, Spoon doing what they want to do. Oh, Spoon, Mr. Cummings, they're acting like Donald Trump. Donald Trump get the information, he refused. Why they can't tell us something that the people who are around Mr. Cummings don't listen to it. Don't get mad at the people on Spoon. They won't do what they do. They will be going to the library in February. Please. They can give their views. They can give whatsoever views. They are not investigators. Because I expect them to do their jobs, to do due diligence, do your investigation, and educate the Liberian people, which they are not doing. They are not doing. Some of us are doing a better job compared to what they're doing. But they come here, they defend the government, they don't want to make people feel bad, they don't want to make ANC feel bad. Look, member of the Fourth Estate is a particular group. They're supposed to be neutral. Their job is to serve the people, not individual. They're not there to make Mr. Cummings feel good or George Weah feel good. But they only call official from government. They don't call the common man on our stage to talk. You know what I'm saying? They are my friends. I like Stanton. I like every one of them there. They're doing it. But there's a little biasness in certain things. You know what I'm saying? I tell you, none of them can tell you about the framework. None of them can tell you. They don't even know that Mr. Ure and the Solicitor General, they're requesting for the first CPP document that the Liberian people rejected and it was amended. You know what I'm saying? So listen, if you say you don't want to break up this thing and we made the thing strong, what is the big deal about it? Oh, I got to leave. I'm not satisfied. What you satisfied on? This was the same document to NEC that we use. Why now? Let me recap again. This whole thing started, and I'm going to say it today, it started with Darius Delon and Yombly. I'm not even sorry. I wish, and listen, you wish bad that money. I wish Belichick win this case for Darius Delon to pay that damage. This is how it happened. Yombly came from the States and went back home. After they talked to her, her people talked to say, listen, this is a time for Liberty Party to take over. Go with Bwaka. When they came the last time, when Darius Delon took the first the business class, the Liberty Party partisan here, and other people talk to you, say, listen, Bwaka, oh, anything can happen to Bwaka. If you go as VP right now, you are in a strategic position because Liberty Party and ALP decide to do it. They will support Bwaka, and then when Bwaka will be having was 620. So if you can get Liberty Party there, Mr. Bwaka committed himself that I will carry you as my VP if you can support me. When she went back home, she called Liberty Party people. She called her executive committee member and said, oh, this is what I want us to do. I'm not lying on it. Wadi Power and whosoever said, they told them this one. So the post said, no, madam, political leader, you cannot choose yourself. You cannot say it must be you. No. According to the paperwork, that the standard bearer has the right to select. But guess what today? Serena Sifa said that one of the documents they changed on the page where they say how to select a standard bearer. So I don't know which one again. So they brought new one today again. So they said, no, madam, we can't do that. We got to sit down as a group and talk. Let the person select whoever they want to select. That is where the first person that raised the contention was Darius Delon, because he's a political, smart politician. He was the one who went to Ellie and disgraced Mr. Bromsky and came back and said, you know what? In fact, the old constitution will bring back the old constitution that gave the power to the political leader. They said, no, we already changed it. We all agree and we send it in. They start playing on the figuring. Right there, they say, oh, but that's another way. Someone came out. Hey, God, that's what I told the person. I said, sometimes you need to record these things. Darius Delon said, in behind closed door to some of his friends within, all they think is a strategy to pressurize Mr. Cummings to get out so they can cancel it. So he will get vexed and say, you know what, okay, you let go get a document and cancel the whole thing here. That was the strategy. That was the first strategy. So it never worked up. Then Mr. Ure came and said, oh, somebody, you're going to read Mr. Ure's letter. Mr. Ure got a tip from NEC. Got a tip from NEC that the document at to NEC is different. So he need investigation. But the same Ure again said he was watching TV. That's how he get to know. And he called for all the document. But he said he got document. The same Ure again sitting down with Yombly, Mr. Bwaka, he said, yes, the document was amended. There was an amendment done to it. He turned to Yombly, he said, yes. And we all agree. We got copies of the amendment. Something. You know, when you lie, you forget. That old man's all summer. He said, we got copy. But in that same press conference, he said, Mr. Cummings did not give us no copy. Let me ask you, where in the war we signed 5 documents? 5. How will you give me 5 copies to go notarize? It makes sense. It makes sense. That BS. You got 5 copies. We all 5. Everybody will get copy. The main copy that need to be notarized is the one that going to NEC. So, my people, you think, Wear your thinking cap. It make any sense? It make any sense? But guess what? When Mo Ali brought the signing sheet, they make copies and they only notarize one. And Jonathan, the Deputy Secretary General for ANC, delivered the copies and they signed for it. They got no. So Liberians, only one person can tell you, say, Mr. Cummings free, that neck. Let the lawyer and whosoever. I cannot give something that I don't have. So all that 72 hours and blah, 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 don't waste your time. We don't have it. We don't have it. The one Mr. Cummings, Mr. Uregat, let him present it. But that is not what they're looking at. I'm telling you today, that's not what they want. They want the first document that was signed by Liberian people, the first document they brought out when they said that all the jobs will be given to CPP people. When you're a member of CPP, all the local jobs and whatsoever. So that means if you're out of CPP, Liberian people went against it. Boop, that's how they went and start to fix it. And they took. That's the document Ure won. You see how wicked these people are? You see it? Liberians, don't be moved. It is time that you stand up. It is time that you stand up. Don't allow them to fool you. Don't allow them to read for you. Don't allow them to tell your own story. We know every one of them, they are liar, pathological liar. The Henry Costa with the biggest platform, he's a liar. He's a liar. Y'all listen to all his shows when it comes to the CPP document. One of his shows, he said, it was signed May 24th. So May 19th was the fake one Mr. Cummings had there. Just to find out what May 19th. He said, all the documents again, different date to notarize it. And if we want to be technical, you need to sign in front of the notary person, the person who want to notarize, you sign by the sign it. But they all sign by Zoom. Zoom. But they lie, they're trying their best. They can't make it. They put it so nowhere. They put it so nowhere. They bring it so nowhere. It's failing and it will fail. Liberians, don't give up. Change is in the air. Liberians will enjoy their country. If you want to vote for George Weah, it's up to you. We all seen it. It's clear. This is the first time in our history for majority of the Liberian people to condemn the president and so on. That the first time people condemn it. Every news media you put up, sedition only condemning it behind closed door. Sedition condemning it behind closed door. That's what they're doing. They're not telling you. They're not going public. But they say, yeah, the president killed him. The president went there and gave whole recitation for 2 hours and boring speech. But sedition was clapping. This is the first time you heard any sedition on radio trying to justify the speech. Akara Gray, who have not seen the president for so long, was trying to pretend. You heard anybody talk about the speech? No. The president now is the chief procurement officer of the Republic of Liberia. Take government money and go purchase. Get one Lebanese man. The president said, don't be a stringer in your economy. Let them find out who purchased the bike. Who bought these things? Lebanese guy. That Lebanese man had a contract. Who purchased all these things? But the president said, and like, that's a lie. That's a lie. When people we inside with our whole head. Whether we like it or not, he's the president of Liberia. But I believe we cannot sign our contract again. George Weah knows very well. He played professional ball. When your team sign you for the first 4 years or 2 years, in fact, when they give you 4 years, that means you're too young. If you don't perform, they cut it off. They will not re-sign our contract. So Liberians, the power is in your hands. You are the shareholders. You are the owner of Liberia. George, you only got one vote. We know even the devil got followers. But I will tell you today, and I believe with 100%, I have gone 100%. Mr. Bwaka will not contest. He will leave the race. Mr. Bwaka will not contest this coming election. And not that he's sick, but he know that he cannot make it. He cannot make it. You know, somebody argue with me. I say, why UP allow different person to give the state of union? Oh, anybody can do it. No, not anybody can do it. You got a standard bearer who running for office. What you think? You don't think Liberians supposed to listen to the standard bearer right now? Eh? If they got a standard bearer in America who running campaign and campaign is on, that standard bearer will give that state of something. Or they will look for some potential politician. When they don't have standard bearer, then they choose anybody. They choose anybody. 1 minute. Okay, let me just play you guys my Pele song. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere, please. Don't go nowhere.
program moment tenga como mi nya praga tekpa. Hey! Hello, 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 hello.
Choplo ya limie, ye pa ku kwebo. Choplo ya limie, ye pa ku kwebo. Tabla kapae, kapa ku taito. Tabla kapae, kapa ku taito. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello.
Nya program moment tenga como mi nya praga tekpa. Hey! Hello, 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 hello. Nya program moment tenga como mi nya praga tekpa. Hey! Hello, 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 hello.
Choplo ya limie, ye pa ku kwebo. Choplo ya limie, ye pa ku kwebo. Tabla kapae, kapa ku taito. Tabla kapae, kapa ku taito. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello.
Nya program moment tenga como mi nya praga tekpa. Hey! Hello, 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 hello.
Okay, guys. Thank you very much for sticking around. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. But this is it. I want you to understand this. I was talking to someone that trying to make all the arrangement. We will be in Washington, D.C. tomorrow. And I will be going live from there. And we want the world to know, if you think that this case is not political, then you are actually not a human being to realize. Because for what is going on right now is so strange. It's strange. The first thing that's strange, before you prosecute anyone, you got two ways. Maybe the police or the agent or whosoever will do the investigation, the in-house investigation, and when they have proof, they send it in for prosecution. They say, yeah, we can charge this guy. But this is the first time where the guys don't have evidence, but they charge Mr. Cummings for forgery. Then you hear the Solicitor General talking as if he's member of CPP, like from the USSR, and he brought up a new one today. He said the clause for vice president was tampered with. It was not rectified. The exit clause was not rectified. My people, they're both speaking big book. Now, ask yourself. Everybody says coalition can hold, it will not hold, it will not hold, it will break up, it will break up. I thought they put all the thing they in it to make it strong. But do you know why they agreed to put it in? That because of Mr. Cummings. Because everybody, if nobody, you can ask Stanton Witherspoon. He said, and I quote, and he asked me a question. He said, my man, I see no path for Mr. Cummings. There's no pathway for Mr. Cummings to win the CPP primary. Because Ure supporting him, Dillon supporting him, there is no way Mr. Cummings can win. Because everybody know what in the document. You know, that's what I expect him when they can come on and say, we all, nobody had a belief. Only people like us say we'll do the fighting, we'll win it. But nobody believe. Everybody said Mr. Cummings should leave the CPP. There's no way for him he can win it. Mr. Cummings should leave the CPP. It's not that people were telling Mr. Cummings to leave because of you were going to be corrupt. No. We were telling I myself, I said Mr. Cummings should leave because I never trusted these guys. They were going to go to that primary and do what they want to do. But when I started to read the document, then I was convinced. I said, oh, but this thing here is a shot for anybody. And I remember when I asked Mr. Cummings the question, he said, listen, Munel, I can't leave. We can't leave the CPP, but the only thing I want you to do, let's continue giving the message. These people are Liberian. Then he said, Mr. Urek, I only one vote. Then I looked at all the delegates because all in my mind, like, they will select delegates. No. The delegates will come from all the counties and districts. Yeah. All the districts will produce delegates along with the county chairman and whosoever, they will all be on that thing. Because all we thought that they were, like what happened in Nima County when Mr. Ure went there and changed his delegate overnight and he lied on Henry Costa's show again. And he came on, he said, I got a right to change my delegate last minute to the time. But on Henry Costa's show, he said he never changed delegates. So this man good for lying. He said that it is his right to replace all, and what he did, he replaced all the delegates, whether they were bribed or whosoever, he replaced every one of them and selected his own delegates. Yeah. Even the chairman, the one that had some guys got pissed off. The chairman in Morovia was the one who selected the delegates in Nima County, and they said they had all either Gonglo friends in it. So all those things were playing on me. I asked Mr. Cummings that the first question when I met, that the first question that came to me, I said, Mr. Cummings, I think the CPP thing will not work. You will not win the convention because the primary, because URE and United Party going to vote against you. Before I started getting this information, so no, everybody in Liberia ruled Mr. Cummings out in the CPP that he cannot win the CPP. The Spoon TV, they're ruling out every talk show, even Henry Costa. There was no way Mr. Cummings can win the thing. But because they know now Mr. Cummings was gaining ground, they came with black voting. They should go and notarize their votes, and one man will speak on behalf of them and put it in. That was a new plan. That won't work. Then they came with a change of the document. That won't work. Then they go to court. We got to charge that man, put some kind of criminal thing on him. But President Weah, please, these people spoil your government. Your reputation or your legacy that you think you want to leave. What you're doing now is more than putting a man in jail as a political prisoner. Guess what? The same thing they have done it already to Deviata Brown, Lasana. Deviata now, they're not going to fire her. We all know they got criminal charges against her. Magay and other people say, now we get her because she was supposed to do some work 2020 and she refused. So this time around, she will have to do what they want or else she will go to jail. Deviata, that election, if you want to go to jail, you go to jail, man. But if you think you're going to give George Weah the victory and steal the Liberian people vote and give it to whoever you want to give it to, because Liberia is noted for stealing election, it's in the Guinness World Book of Record. 1947 or no 19 with Barclay, not the other Barclay. 143,000 people voted for him, and only 15,000 people registered to vote. But he alone got 143,000. Going to Guinness World Book of Record, the number one. And you know what the chairman at that time? That Emma Hammond grandfather. And Emma Hammond too, stole the election for those two. He said that the decision of God. And he died with it. One of his biggest regrets. Deviator, don't get yourself involved. You corrupt, but do not get yourself involved in something that you can't handle. So that is why they're doing that. They're holding her. They're not going to replace her. Look, any decent government. Look, by this time, Deviator Brown is supposed to be working. But Joshua, I don't know who to put there. By this time, Deviator Brown, and I can put my neck and life on the line. If we were Cummings president and any official had an indictment on them, he will remove you and tell you to go handle your case. So this government pick and choose where to go, who to touch. So the entire ideas is corrupt. We said it. Things that Ellen, so they're trying to play the Ellen playbook, where the second round and Ellen pushed us around and we end up leaving. We never participated and she won. So that's the same thing they want to do to suppress you. And today, what happened with that Cassette helicopter? You're taking for a joke. What happened with that Cassette helicopter? Your UP people, you're bouncing on. Oh yeah, Cassette bringing that helicopter for Mr. Baka and this and that. And they start Mr. Cassette helicopter. That's it? Okay. The next one, they will come on Tier 1 Gonglo. Watch it. Watch it. You're taking for a joke. Today is Mr. Cummings. Today is Cummings. Who next? Who next? Who next? What I would tell you, please don't feel discouraged. Don't give up on Liberia. Don't give up. If we lose, we lose. The men are down, fear no fall. For me personally, I'd rather lose with President and to lose with Mr. Cummings than to win with President Nita Joe Bwaka. Everybody's convinced now. Henry Costa, I just saw the newspaper that came up. Henry Costa have already condemned Mr. Bwaka already. Henry Costa condemned Mr. Bwaka already, said Mr. Bwaka failed the people because Mr. Bwaka is supposed to leave the CPP by now. And up to now, Mr. Bwaka have not left. After they agree and blah, 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 Mr. Bwaka have not left. But Mr. Bwaka should understand that he will be cross-examined by our lawyers. He will be on the stand and he will be cross-examined by Mr. Cummings' lawyers. And I said, I can't believe people, oh, you know, that thing there is not Mr. Cummings. Like on the Spoon Show, I will watch it again. I just saw the little clip. Well, and Murada need to tell us something. Maybe they the one that messed up the document or a lawyer stole them. They did it behind Mr. Cummings' back. Is that how you guys quick to be convinced? Look, I don't even expect. Look, Spoon. Stanton, please. This is not about friendship. But I will have to speak my mind. It's not about friendship. We'll put the friendship one side. But I think you guys are not doing justice to Liberian people. You'll have 3 radio stations in Liberia. Indirectly, you guys are running campaign for President Weah. Indirectly. It's all over. Instead of you guys teaching the Liberian people, telling them the truth, do your investigation, ask questions about this wonderful document. Ask questions. You insist. Let Mr. Europe produce the one that he got. If it's not right, but bring it. You're not saying it. But you're talking about a man, when they say bring a document, the same nonsense they did with whosoever. And that's why the children asking question, he got stuck. He said, oh, I know where you're coming from. No. The children asking question and he got stuck. This is not fair. You got radio station in Liberia. It's all on the news. You guys, I don't know, because you're going to Liberia, so you're trying to play all nice. Serena Cephas, continue to be the spokesman and everything. They get a lot of rapist case. They get a lot of people that die in that country. They don't worry about it. But a cheap case, but they politicize the entire case. It's politics. We know it's a witch hunt. We know. We know. But Liberians don't give up. Mr. Cummings did nothing wrong. ANC people did nothing wrong. Only neck can prove us right. They got power. They have all the power to go. So, talk about original document. I don't know which of the original document they're talking about. Mr. Cummings don't have it in his possession. Mr. Cummings don't have the old document that were amended to do what with it? To do what with the document? Why you want to call for a document that like you yourself agree to change? To did it force your signature. And Liberian people, look at this board. This board just graduated. At least if you're going to graduate, maybe 10 years ago, I understand. This board said they face the document, then they take this page and put it there, the signature page. Don't you know that if you have a constitution and you do an amendment on the constitution, the signature remain the same and the date remain the same? You go to the ANC constitution today, you will see Henry Costa name on it. He one of those who put that constitution together. But ANC have amended the constitution, but they can't change the name. They never dissolve the constitution. When you dissolve the constitution, then you have to sign. But their argument, if you withdraw that original copy from NEC, the chances of getting out is easy. They will walk out because it's not guaranteed again. Maybe you ain't get it. Mr. Cummings alone cannot take that document from NEC. Mr. Ure alone, they must go there together. But when they remove it, they can walk out. That's their plan. So, y'all need to ask Mr. Serena Cephas, which of the document are you talking about? Which of the document you want to believe that Ure took 5 copies and turned it over to Mr. Cummings, and Mr. Cummings was supposed to go and notarize it, and take the copy and bring it back to them? Why would you want to notarize your copy? Liberians, when you write a letter, since we're in a technology war, you got your computer, it's not the one crack. Even the one that used to do the typewriter, you sign the other copy and send it, your other one, you initial and put it down. Why you want to notarize the copy? But listen now, when they sign the copies, that was the copy that they look at and it was wrong. Liberian people complain, because in that one, it was all messed up. So they decided to make the changes. When they make the changes, Mr. Ure admitted changes were made, and we accepted it, and we got copies. Then we give it to them to go and pile it together. They ain't got to come back for you to sign it again because it's already been signed. Because what they do, that page still remain on it. The only thing is the pages that they got everything on, they got to redo it. People start being dummy, man. Please, man. Liberians, for God's sake. The Liberian Community Association that I'm president for today, I am one of the signatories. I was the chairman for the Constitution. My name is still there. We just amended the Constitution. My name is still there. That page is still on it. We still carrying it. We change all the other pages. We still carry it. The lawyers brought the information to them. What we changed, we agree. Mr. Ure said, we agree. We accepted it. After they put it together, so bring it back to them again. For what? The Constitution, the CPU document was not canceled. It was never canceled. I'm not a lawyer. But be smart. Common sense. The CPP document was never canceled. We all agree after the tell us, okay, yeah, okay, fine, everything okay. Guys, we got to go and put this thing together and go and raise because time against us. So you need to sign again, Mr. Fu. That page is the same cover page. You do know that? The American Constitution was amended 17 times. They still carry the same name on it and they get it there. They will only make note and tell you, say this document was amended on this date and blah, 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 blah. Wow. Liberians. That is why we don't know nothing. Yes. So-called educated people continue to lie to our people every day. They lie to the people every day. That is why this government continue to lie. It catch up with them today. Corruption has been starting. This government only lie so much to make you look as if that your first time. For Liberians to rejoice and say, yeah, we get light in Liberia. Don't you know light was in Liberia before? Don't you know there were light in Liberia before? You don't know that? Eh? Don't you know that we had telephone in the street of Monrovia? Don't you know that stores used to close 10 o'clock? They never had happening. They had glass you see in the store those days until they steal it, came out before the war, all kinds of things. Don't you know we had street lights all over Monrovia, although the entire country was nothing? Eh? Don't you know we used to watch TV and the TV shut off by 12 o'clock and sing national anthem? We used to watch all the show at Wi-Fi or whatsoever. Stingray. Ghost Story. V the Final Battle. Y'all don't know that? Hey man, people. Y'all don't know that we had All-Star and Downstairs Market in Liberia before President Doe Bay Market? Oh yes, this president offered development. The only project I can tell you I will count for George, we have 3 projects. In fact, Doe Community Road was already there. What they did was they redirected the road because the road was going to pass on the football field. So they redirected the road. But it was a road. The only project I can tell you about George Weah is the one to Effie, the park that he put in there, and the one behind the barrack, although they had a football field. That's the project. Show me another project because all the connection roads that they're talking about, these are all roads that was already contract being signed. Yeah. The president never told us about the highway. He hinted about the highway. But the president tells us maybe they'll be having 2. He didn't tell us about the promises that he made last year. How far they gone, but this president told us that they're renovating schools. Y'all go look at Tottenham High, D12, and Newport High, and Gibson. Y'all look at it. The president said he's going to divide 1 million chairs. So he the one supposed to get chairs. So that the president's supposed to do everything now. So why are we paying these people money? Liberian, this is not a boss call. This is not an association we run in our whole country. This is the big league. This is the big league. You need professionals, whether you like it or not. They're not amateur. The president is not talking. People die. Zogos in the street. Look at the Zogos just put a letter. The Zogos put a report. They send or release up warning Patrick Sulu. The Zogos Association of Liberia, Zogo and Zogis Association of Liberia sent a release warning one Mr. Patrick Sulu to release the men immediately. In fact, there are 40,000 Zogos in Monrovia and around the country about 80,000. And the Liberian police is just 2,005. That's a warning. Y'all go after them. These are the people that voted for George Weah. These are the people George Weah said he was going to take care of. Where is the children, George Weah Children Foundation? These are the children we're supposed to take care of. They should have been our priority. They are our precious children. Today, some of them 35 years old. Some of them 40 years old. That's it. But they can learn trade. But you must put your foot down as a government. They see where Ma and Pa can put their foot down and say, I will pull you out of the house if you don't want to go to school. And what President we should have done? All that money that the bank giving themselves, $5 million. No, $1 million, that's small money. Let me tell you something today. The library can lie to you. Oh, they spent 2 point something million on the market. 5 million. $1 million, that's small money. Let American men tell you about $1 million. $5 million can revamp the Bele Yala prison compound. It's not a prison compound. Turn it into an institution, like a dormitory. Get a football field, basketball court. Nice. We can get another auditorium because our prison place. Nice auditorium, beds, everything, classrooms. They can make their own farm. They can play football. They can play sports. And you just give them the trade to be a carpenter, to be a mechanic. Some people will say, I want to be specialized in bricks. Some people can be specialized in tuning cars. Some people can be specialized in general mechanic to do other things. Masonry, how to fix blocks, how to do construction work. When you get them 2 years, but give them stipend every month, $20 or $25. Out of that $25, they get $10 for themselves to use, or $5, and save the other one. Don't touch it. When they graduate, they should work for government at least 1 year. You send them to GSA. GSA get a big warehouse producing furnitures for government. Government don't need to go purchase anymore. Desks for schools. After the 1 year, they get their pay and whatsoever. If they want to employ them, fine. If they want to find their own business, easy. You have just rehabilitated them back into society. Yeah. Hold on 1 minute, please. I got a very important call. Hold on 1 minute. Let me just put you guys. Let me play one music for you. Hold on 1 minute. Just hold on 1 minute. Okay, guys. I'm sorry I had to take this call. It's not an easy thing right now. People calling like hell. So as people call it, we got to talk to them. This other call, it was very important. So we will be in DC tomorrow, as I said. And if anybody, I still got space. If you live Philadelphia, you live Delaware, and you want to be part of the trip, hey, listen. I know some people say, why Thursday? The representatives, the senators, they work on Thursdays. You can't go to DC on Saturday and see any government official and see any representative. So it got to be during the weekdays if you really want to meet anybody. So that is the situation. That's the problem. So it's not something where, oh, some people say it's going to be Friday. No, that's not how it works. I myself, because of the cost, I had to take off. Yes, I have to take off. And but normally, let me tell you the real truth. Normally, librarians don't really take off to do things. I remember when I came to the States and they were doing some demonstration in Washington, D.C. for the same paper business in 2000. In 2000, yeah. So I went with the people. When I got there were a lot of people there first when I got there. But everybody started walking. Oh, I go and eat fufu. I go in there. When you go look, they got to the place, only less than 20% were there. The people just look at us, even the people you going to demonstrate for, they don't show up. They don't show up. But if I would plan a rally in America, my rally would be like everybody stay in the state and rally and demonstrate. Not, demonstrate is a Bible and go for a rally. So people in Jersey will meet at the meet the speaker or whosoever in Jersey, meet the house, the council member there. People in Philadelphia will do the same thing. People in New York will do the same thing. It call awareness all over the place. So that is how Liberians just need to start doing it. That only time thing where everybody should go to Washington, D.C., I don't think is necessary. The people in Virginia, Maryland, and around there can go to DC. People, if you want to come from, if you want to go to DC, it's fine. But when you do that, then you get the network, the news media concerned. Say, they had the Spanish people vote and demonstrate here. They did it in every count, in every state. So they were all over the place. So you can see little bit, little bit, little bit. So Liberians for the future, if you decide to have a rally, let the rally be held in every state the same day. The same day. So people in Delaware to talk, you know what? We'll go to Philadelphia. So Delaware, Jersey, the tri-state can meet one place and talk to the Philadelphia house. Or if the people in Jersey want to do their own separate, everybody do their own separate. So even it can be 20, 35, this and that. But the news media, the ABC, what's the big, they'll get concerned, want to know what's going on. But we go to Washington, D.C., that's just a handful of people going to go to how many person going to lead a job? It's not that we don't have work to do. It's not that we don't have nothing to do. But Liberians, we're not in the business. We're too quick. It almost, I tell people, how many Liberians you see go to food bank? How many Liberians you think ready on welfare? No. Liberians are proud people. They are proud people. Look, even if they want to take welfare, they're scared. Some people get welfare card. They go to the place, they're scared to use it. I go to welfare, I see people use the welfare, they take out all the credit card, they take out the welfare card, they put it in slide. But some people there, they want to take the welfare card and looking around to see if any Liberian person there to use the welfare card. That's your entitlement. American good people, then they get the same thing. But Liberians, so you see, going to protest, yes. Oh, yeah, like ANC people going there. Oh, that this and that. They're not all ANC people going there. But yes, we're going there because of Mr. Cummings. The other time, Sedition went there too. And they went there because of Joia. Okay. We went there for Mr. Cummings. It's clear. The other people went there for war crime code. When they went there for war crime code, they were all together. The late Wayne City and the ANC people, the UP people, they were all together that time, man. They were all eating, dining together. But politics now, guys, don't allow politics to separate us. Yeah. Don't allow it. We're all together. Now, politics now, we all separated. So today, ANC people and people who supported Mr. Cummings going to DC, some people laughing. Yeah, you ain't got nothing to do. That all your good for. Your day, your ANC people, your thing, your all that. Your thing, your all that. You're better than other people. What better? What dare they say they better than you? The person help themselves to grow, to do all that your business. That your business. Somebody went to school, they're making the money, or they steal the money, or what they do, they get everything. That your business. Don't get vexed. Sometimes I get vexed with them too, but don't get vexed. You know that all the thing it makes, I was just looking at something, we Liberians, that's why we don't keep rich people. We don't keep rich friends. And because two things, we either envy them, or we jealous, or we beg whole day. So that other people want to do it fine. So guys, thank you very much for listening to me, but don't give up. This case, we must do everything to win the public opinion, the sentiment. We should let Liberia. If we don't talk, if we don't say anything, they will treat the case like what they did Kabina Janet. Kabina Janet, there was a little bit of publicity. People don't talk about it. People were not saying anything. So the government ran on it. They took the advantage. That the same thing they want to do. Listen, I want to say this. We're not going to fight war in Liberia, but I can tell anybody that it will not go down well for Liberians if they think they can stop Mr. Cummings from running. It will not go down well with Liberians in Liberia. It will not go down well. Please. President Weah, that's your government. We're not telling you to get involved. But we know the way the case is going is biased. And you guys are only trying to suppress this man. Suppressing, slow him down, and do whatsoever. And take it, if they push it out, it will go to the Supreme Court. It will continue to go, 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 go. And to Liberians, I understand we need a speedy trial. But that's the law. The lawyers know what they're doing. They will take it one day at a time. But Mr. Cummings don't have a document that they're looking for. They want the other document. They want the old document, the first document that Liberians say they don't need. That is the document they want to go back. Imagine it's the same thing they did to Liberty Party. And you see today they sued Dillon. And they used to lie, they say Mr. Ability admitted. Mr. Ability admitted. Mr. Ability will admit and then he sued Dillon. Hey, my people. Listen, let me tell you something. I pray to God, but if they say Dillon wrong, he will pay that $1 million to Ability. Let him go tell the possibility that corrupt man again. But I think they say Dillon was on air. Sometimes this thing that we're doing, we're not understanding it. We're making mistakes. We're making ourselves to look so bad. Politics, either you win or you lose. But don't play die into politics. Not every day you can bring into politics. Not all the day. You can't bring death and damage a man's character. You can't do that. You can't do that. Eh? I'd rather for somebody to even tell me, say, yeah, the man get 10,000 girlfriend. If I say he loved the one girl, then to tell me, say, I'm a rogue. Or you saw me stealing. Or I changed document or this, and that. And you insisting. That thing don't work in Liberia. All the nonsense don't work in Liberia. Let me tell you. It don't work. President Weah. You know how many girlfriend President Weah getting? How many children President Weah getting in Liberia? You think nobody worry about it? Nobody worry about it. You know how many girlfriends work in George Weah government and people know that George Weah girlfriend? You think nobody worry about it? Nobody worry about it. It's just that our so-called journalists then, they call them journalists. Our analysts then, they're not analyzing it good. They're not doing their own investigation. That's all. Some of us that will go on the show, they don't allow us to talk too long. They give you 3 seconds. They give you 30 seconds to rush yourself. So when I get on my show, I speak my mind. And I know they hear it. They listen to it. I can get 51 person watching me, but I'm happy with that. It's not the amount of people that watch, it's the message that I'm giving. So thank you guys. Tomorrow I'll be in Washington, D.C. Prepare. And I'll be going live from Washington, D.C. So enjoy yourself. Have a good day. And God bless you. But let me go back to the Ure lies. Let me go to the Ure lies. I don't need to play the one that he telling Mr. Cummings, thank you or whatsoever.
And I heard people
Let me just go to
quoting
the one.
And all with diversity of views and collective.
We signed a framework document.
Y'all listen to him.
May 19th, the framework document was signed. Copies of that document should have been forwarded to each political party because there were 5 copies we signed, one for each political party and one to be taken to NEC. As of today's date, we have not received our copies of the framework document. I was informed by somebody in NEC.
all were my sources in this whole process.
We signed, one for each political party and one to be taken to NEC. As of today's date, we have not received our copies of the framework document. I was informed by somebody in NEC.
All were my sources.
He was informed by somebody in NEC. 5 document was signed and he never got anything.
I was informed by somebody in NEC.
All were my sources.
He was informed by somebody in NEC. 5 document was signed and he never got anything.
In this whole process. It's a funny television show that people go on and make all kinds of remarks about people. And
I was informed by somebody in NEC that the document that was submitted to NEC was a photocopy.
Okay.
television show.
You hear that again?
People go on
He
and
was
make
informed
all kinds of remarks.
by someone to NEC, but on the other side, he himself was watching a television show and he requested for the document. So listen to it keenly, please. Listen to it.
I turned on my television one evening and I heard people quoting things from the framework document that nobody would be able to leave. And even if you leave, you would not be able to fuel a candidate into the elections.
I was informed by somebody in NEC that the document that was submitted to NEC was a photocopy.
Then that morning, I called my chairman and I told him I wanted a copy of all the framework documents.
You hear it? He called his chairman and he wanted all the copies. Where is the copy? Show it to Liberian people. Expose Mr. Cummings, expose the ANC. Show this thing here. Show it.
He had.
As of today's date, we have not received our copies of the framework document.
He immediately forwarded them to me. I called Liberty Party's vice chair. I wanted his copy of all the framework documents, that he had in his possession.
As of today's
Now, I think you got the message. So, they actually not requesting for the one at NEC. That's not what they're looking at. They want the copies they had before they amended it. You understand? So, but they also said that they took the signature page and put it on the new document. Yes. When you sign a document the first time and you do any amendment, you don't go back and sign. You agree to it and that's it. Now, listen to him to tell us that he agreed. They all agreed to what the lawyers did.
date, we have not received our copies of the framework document.
And both of them, forwarded those documents to me. I went through the documents and I said, wow, this is serious.
Because the lawyers did do an amendment of the framework document, and they did it under our advice and consent. The amended copy, we have copies of.
You hear it? They got copies of the amendment copy. They want the amendment. He got copies. So show it. Now, also, Yombly went to NEC and requested for copies, and they gave her the copy. So since you got copy from NEC already, my people, this is not about rocket scientists. Now they have copies of the amended one. Yombly already called NEC and she requested for copy, the photocopy, they give it to her. Compare the two and show it to librarian people and say, you see here, this is this, this is this. Show it to the people. Why you can't show it?
As of today's date, we have not received our copies of the framework document.
Yeah, again.
It still wasn't a document I will file into NEC. It is.
Now you hear he says, still, another document will find the neck. What? Oh, Jesus. The one that will find to neck. Yombly got it. Henry Costa said he was reading it. You expose it. Show it out. Show it to us. Bring the two documents. Say, this is the amended copy. And this is the one Mr. Cummings filed to NEC. Because he just said it and he said that was not the one filed into NEC. But Yombly also requested for it and they brought it to her. So while we can't see the two copies, expose Mr. Cummings. Please, for God's sake. Let's go back. Listen to him again. Listen to him. Listen to him.
Have not received our copies of the framework document. It still wasn't a document I will file into NEC. It is crystal clear to you. We did sign a framework document.
Yeah.
Political parties signed
Yeah.
a framework document. And under his leadership, he convinced us that there was a need to have lawyers look at the document and put it in legal perspective.
Yeah.
We agreed. So the process began. The last we heard of it is we had a meeting at Liberty Party's headquarters, and the lawyers all showed up. Most of them showed up, and they brought to our attention all the major changes they made in the framework document, and they explained why, and we all concurred. Because the lawyers.
You're listening to him. The lawyers, under Mr. Cummings' leadership, the first document, the framework document was signed the same day Mr. Ure turned over. That when the framework document was signed. Liberians, be smart. That's how they've been fooling us. Because we don't read it. The day they were turning over, that's when it was signed. Now, they could not use it because Liberians were pissed off. So Mr. Cummings honored his leadership. According to him, he want to make it look good. They all agree, say, listen, okay, let us get a legal team. Let our lawyers look at it. When the lawyers saw it, the lawyers knew that it was a bogus contract. So the lawyers recommended 10 items. That is why Ure is saying now that the truth. The lawyers met them and they all agree. No problem. Y'all go and do it. When you say you agree, the secretary go and put it together is to do what? File the document. You're listening to him again, Mo? This dude la more than le cha.
Brought to our attention all the major changes they made in the framework document, and they explained why. And we all concur. Because the lawyers did do an amendment of the framework document, and they did it under our advice and consent. The amended copy, we have copies of. Now it was left for them, for the chairman and the executive committee who are working on this document to have gone back and compile the document. After compilation of the document should have been brought back to each political party. And the political party executive committee, we have met and approved or disapproved of the document. In the instance where all the executive committee approve of it, then the political leaders would have signed it.
Hey, y'all listen now. Y'all listen. You don't sign constitution 2 times. You see how he lied? The man said they got copies of the amended copy, the amendment they got copies. But how do you got copies? We sent it to the. I said the guy tried to be so creative. Now he said we got copies, so I will play back again. We got copies already. But we all agree what's in there. And we gave it to the chairman and the executive committee to go and pile it together. Okay, they put it together. That means you agree already. How you got copies? How do you have copies? They put it together for you got copies. They put it together. Then he's saying now, this man, oh, the lies. Oh, Jesus Christ, God help our country. Now he's saying, then they was going to bring it back. Then they signed it. Lies. Because it was the constitution for CPP was not canceled. It was not dissolved. It was, you hear the word amendment that he continued to use. Liberian people. I hope they tape it, they can play. Oh, Jesus Christ. You're listening to me again. You're please listen to him again. You're listening to him. These are the kind of things that Spoon TV is supposed to be doing and call these people out. Seriously. These are the things they'll be doing.
Or who are working on this document to have gone back and compiled the document. After compilation of the document should have been brought back to each political party. And the political party executive committee, we have met and approved or disapproved of the document. In the instance where all the executive committee approve of it, then the political leaders would have signed the document and the amended document and taken to next. That didn't happen.
Is this education or it just naturally corrupt? My people, nobody signed amendment copies. Constitution, I just said it, the ANC constitution was amended. Henry Custer's name is still on there. The Constitution of the United States was amended 17 times. The people who did the Constitution and whatsoever, their names are still there. The CPP document, the first time they signed it, it was a document. They never say, okay, you know what? Let's trash it. If you cancel that document and do a new document, then you can sign again and put that date. But because it was an amendment, then you said they would take the amended copies to look at URE. Look at URE, my people. Liberians, you know some of y'all that will go against it. I just sorry for you. But you know, history will hold every one of us responsible. They will judge us tomorrow. You will judge. Nobody sign amendment copies. You amend the copy, the signature continue. You only make note in it that on this day, this was amended. But you're signing for the first time already. It was a working document that you signed. But you decided to do some changes in it. It continued. You can't sign it before you carry it back to neck. Then how come you got copies? You already said you got copy of the amended copy. You got copies. How you got it? How do you got it? That is the question you guys who got talk show, you say you're a journalist. That's the question you need to be asking. That's the question you need to ask. You know where I got a tape from? The tape coming from Spoon. That one of the recordings. The other one from Henry Costa. That's the recording I'm using. So I'm still looking for the one with more ID. You know, Liberians, God will bless our country. We will get out of it. You and myself will be in Liberia, and justice will prevail the day you get a case and you go to court. Let go. I will play that one part again so you will hear it for yourself. Because maybe you can't hear too good. Let me play that part, and we'll continue. And I'm talking
All
about it.
showed up. Most of them showed up, and they brought to our attention all the major changes they made in the framework document, and they explained why, and we all concurred. Because the lawyers did do an amendment of the framework document, and they did it under our advice and consent. The amended copy, we have copies of.
Yeah, we got copies. The amended copies, we got copies. But no, he come and change it again. Watch it, he come and change it.
Now it was left for them, for the
Executive.
chairman and the executive committee or who are working on this document to have gone back and compiled the document. After compilation of the document should have been brought back to each political party. And the political party executive committee, we have met and approve or disapprove of the document. In the instance where all the executive committee approve of it, then the political leaders would have signed the document and the amended document and taken to next. That didn't happen. Because the lawyers did do an amendment of the framework document, and they did it under our advice and consent. The amended copy, we have copies of.
Okay. The amended copies were distributed by Jonathan Dolacare Jonathan Tayo, Deputy Secretary General of ANC. And he got signatures, one Flomo signed for the document, one Flomo. He sent the document. Everybody who signed for that document, they got the signature. So please don't worry. Don't worry. They will appear in court. Yombi will be in court. Mo Ali will be in court. Joe Baka will be in court. And they will be cross-examined too. So please, if I'm not looking at the comment, so please, maybe you're talking to me, or maybe you saw them, last time if I look at the comment, I'm not looking at the comments. I'm not bringing nobody up. I know some people say, please post the number on this and that. But when I finish, I will post the number while the comments can be up and you can call. I know some people want to talk. I will give you your rights to talk. But if you come up here, at least just give me 2 minutes. It's too much, just 2 minutes. But look at it. These are some of the things. But let me tell you, the copy they're asking for, they want the old document, just what they did to Liberty Party, to give Yombly power. They want the old document that the Liberian people went against. Mr. Cummings, get it? They amended it, they changed it. That thing are trash. But he said for all, so that means he said for all the documents. Why you can't bring it and show us too?
And we must work together to ensure that we don't disappoint the Liberian people.
The document itself carries May 19. The document Cummings submitted now, the type of the document, the date on the document is May 19.
Your year his son. And I made 19. The real document I made 19. But to him, that's a fake document. To this other guy, that's a fake document. The real document that April 25th, according to him, gave him, oh man, gave him, you're listening. Maybe you're listening to him. That's another one day again, my people.
The people signed the original document on what? April 25th. The document Cummings signing May 19 on the document.
May 19th.
So the document was signed May 5th, 25th, but Cummings took the document, the one that he carried, he said put his signature on it because they forced the people's signature. That's it. So at least his boss may come and tell him.
The document was signed.
The document itself carries May 19th, while the notarized page carries 2 different dates, and the confirmation of receipt by NEC has a date that is different from the submission date.
He confused himself. The
document itself carries May 19. The document Cummings submitted, the type of the document, the date on the document is May 19th. They put sign the original document on what? April 25th. The document Cummings signing May 19th on the document.
May 19th, the framework document was signed.
The day you turned over was the day the document was signed.
Now you see, out of embarrassment, when Ure answered him now on his own show, that way he said, oh, so the document was signed, but he forgot that he made the movie. He forgot that he played this, he made the other tape and left it out there. So right now, let me tell the real truth. Henry Costa going through his photo now and deleting. But we're looking. Henry Costa, I'm telling you, it's not for free. Henry Costa going back to some of his old tapes now and deleting them from on Facebook, from on YouTube. Let me tell you.
They put sign the original document on what? April 25th. The document Cummings signing May 19th on the document.
May 19th, the framework document was signed.
The day you turned over was the day the document was signed. So you could have known, by all means, you of all people should have known if such a provision was in that agreement saying that nobody can pull out, and if you pull out, you can't fill the candidate in your own party's name.
Yeah.
You would have known. But then
Definitely.
all of a sudden, you're sitting out there and you're hearing people discussing this thing on some show that nobody can take. The thing is an ironclad agreement. You're in it forever. And then you get alarmed. And then you send for the copies, and then you realize this was the case. What
Henry,
then did you do?
they were
Informed by somebody in NEC that the document that was submitted to NEC was a photocopy.
Then I called next. And the question I asked is, do you have an original copy of the framework document? And I was informed, no.
I was informed by somebody in NEC that the document that was submitted to NEC was a photocopy of a document.
The right to remain in any gathering, organization, or whatever it is a right given to you as a Liberian by the Constitution.
Yeah, that. And I said it. This one he right. It is a right of every Liberian citizen to associate and disassociate. He never said, which Mr. Two of them, hey, God, look at the people, look at it. It is their right. I don't have to be in ANC. I don't have to be part of CPP. I can leave. Nobody can stop me. But who signed the contract? Institutions signed the contract. In our constitution, they never said an organization has the right to break a contract anytime. For you to break a contract, you must go to court. And if you actually sign that contract that this, XYZ, that's it. The law will hold you and tell you to wait. The Lord will tell you to wait, whether you like it or not. The law will tell you to wait. You wait for the time. That is why Ure told the people that this contract is binding. If anybody leave, you hold us, you should go after us. Nobody going to leave this thing here. That is why they all agree that if you leave to make it stronger, I thought they were making it strong. That was the catch in it for everybody. If you leave, you will not contest. That is why they've been pressurizing Mr. Cummings. So all they thought that they were going to pressurize Mr. Cummings and he was going to get mad and tell us, hey guys, you know what? Okay, let's go and get a document and cancel everything. Let everybody go on their own. That's what they were waiting for. And Mr. Cummings said no, because Mr. Cummings believed in what he signed. And that is our biggest problem in Liberia. We never respect documents. That is why we go against our constitution. That is why we go against the code of conduct, because we don't abide by the rules that we ourselves put together to guide us. Then it's not, look, it's all Liberians. When I used to do my video, and which I still do once in a while, Liberians say they want contract. I put my contract together. They want you to be the victim. One lady came to me, she said I should do a wedding for her. She said, we must sign the contract. I said, listen, I usually charge you flat rate. But if you still want to sign contract, whatsoever. She said, oh, one Chinese man in Philadelphia, they make a charge 150 an hour. I said, okay. How many hours you think your wedding will be for? She said, 4 hours. I said, you sure? I said, no problem. Give me the 150. Oh, but money, I came to you because the bank can charge 150. The bank can charge 150. I said, stop it, man. I said, stop it. I said, okay, give me $100 an hour. So the 4 hours are $400. So mad. My wife said, Money, why are you doing this for? I said, no, don't worry. I said, what time I supposed to be to the hotel? She said, oh, the wedding going to start on time. I should be to the hotel at 11 o'clock because by 12:30, 1 o'clock, it will be out. I got to the hotel 10 o'clock. I sat down. I called her. I said, oh, where's the room? They said, oh, the institutional room. When I got there, nobody in the room. They left. I waited 11 o'clock. So I told her, I said, I hear already. Oh. She said, okay, thank you. Then she said, but you won't go upstairs in the room? So I get her on speaker. Then I said, no, I can't go in your room. I'll wait in the lobby. I was there from 11 o'clock. The time started. I wrote on the paper. I brought the contract with me. I wrote on the paper the time and there was a boy I used to go with me. They call him Pico. I called the receptionist. I said, can you sign these people that I'm here this time? I signed it. I sat down. 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 1:30. That woman came running in. Oh, the people did this. I said nothing. She ain't say nothing, but we got to the place. We got only 30 more minutes. I took pictures. I told her, I said, let's take some pictures down here because I don't know if you'll be able to take because you're running late. Oh, no, that Librarian Church. Don't worry. I took few pictures. We got to the church. By the time we got to the church, I came to her and said, you know, the contract expired. She said, what are you talking? I said, ain't that the contract you signed this? I said, from 11 o'clock to this time, you know what time is it? He said, oh, money, women, what's your problem? I said, okay. I just want my something. I put all the date on it. I said, I'm not going to cancel it. I'm not going to do it. I continue the process. Continue the process. We did everything. So I told her, if I was leaving the hotel, I reminded her, I said, after 4, what time you going to reach over there? We got to the place. Time to leave. I told her, I said, listen, let's talk about the other thing. Oh, I will just, the money that you charge me, I will just give it to you. And guess how much I charge the woman? Because I know her. I charge the woman $600 to do a wedding pictures. $600. $600. This is somebody I know. I said, no, you can't do that. I charge her more than that. I said, no. I said 2 things. You either continue with the hours, but I'm not going to sign contract with you for hours because you broke the contract. So let's just cut matter. So you give me $1,500 for everything. Oh, that was more fair. She thought I was joking with her. I said nothing. I collect my $400. I did everything. I gave her the pictures from the place to the smaller one that we took. Oh, what other picture? I said, I got it here. If you're ready, you can pay for it. And I stuck to it. And we end up coming down to $1,200. Liberians, we don't respect what we put on people. And I will tell you, all my friends will tell you today, if you want catch me, don't put it on people. If you want to play by the rules, do not put it on people. We will play by the rules, our verbal rules. But if you allow you and myself to put people down and say this is it, that's why in the association, even in the Boss County old timer, they say by the time I want to, I can say according to the Constitution, because the first thing I do, I will go and read that Constitution good or read that thing good and look for the technical, the one that will catch you yourself. You don't be careful. So you see, that's what Mr. Ure did. He lies all over the place. He lied all over the place. Don't be afraid. All this thing will be playing code. The only problem, they want to delay the process. Let them go ahead and delay the process. There will be no monkey and law, no jungle justice. No way. No way. No way.
And nobody can take that away. No
And
one
you can
can
leave
force
whenever
you
you
to
want to
believe.
leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at him. You can leave whenever you want to leave. Yes, we all know a Liberian can leave whenever they want to leave. But you sign a contract. Let them go now. Let them go. And here talking, UP, ALP will never join a coalition and use that name UP. They will leave and organize a new name, but they will pretend to you as a coalition. They will say Crooks Coalition, maybe Crooks Coalition. Yes. Senior Liberian Crooks Association or Coalition. But UP and ALP will not be on it. It will be on CPP. Unless Mr. Cummings and the ANC say, you know what, to hell with it, you're not going to take that thing and trash it also. But we work for CPP and we hold CPP. So let them go ahead. Let them continue to cost us. Let them cost. Don't be bad yourself. Let them
We
do what
can't
they want
force
to
you
do.
to leave.
That's the Constitution.
And you've been referenced as one of the souls of people who actually killed that vision.
You're listening
What
to
is
him.
your response?
You're
It is
listening to
true.
him.
That was my vision from the very onset when the CPP was established.
You hear him? The boy Kiatamba asking a simple question that people believe that you are the one who killed the vision of the CPP. He said, yes, the onset. I want to say, yes, before. That what you've been thinking about. But now he got somebody supporting. But he just condemned Mr. Bwakana. He said Mr. Bwaka failed the Liberian people. The same man. Then you tell me they bought not nothing when it comes to politics. He will put a own foot in your mouth. He will jump from. So you see people that talk too much, that put their mouth in too much things. Look, I must say I let too much talking. But I'm very careful what I say with people. That when I make one mistake, I apologize to you. When I curse people, and not curse the way they can curse now. When I say things to you, the next time I start apologizing. But these guys, I'm sorry for them. Yeah. So guys, I'm going to post the number up here. I'm going to post the number.
It is clear that
I'm going to post the number up. If you want to call, you can call. But if you don't call, maybe if I don't receive any calls, then I will be closing up because I'm done for the day. I got to prepare for tomorrow. I will be in Washington, D.C. If you want to travel to Washington, D.C., if you're in New York right now, if you're in Jersey, give me a call and let's meet. You can be on that trip tomorrow. I got a bus. I got a free car. I go in there to take you there and bring you back. If possible, don't forget about it. Don't worry. I will give you something to eat. So we must stand up. This is not, it will be you tomorrow. Now it's Mr. Cummings. Tomorrow it might be the next person. Maybe it might be Tewan Gonglo, or maybe it might be Kiaser. Not Joe Bwaka. Not Joe Bwaka. Yeah. And I will tell you again, Joe Bwaka go against George Weah, the Liberian people will take George Weah. I can tell you for free. Don't worry. Don't let them fool you, say that Mr. Cummings. Because we listen to all of them. We listen to the in-house from the CDC, the Samuel Twe, the Magay. They say it. Sir Joseph, all of them say, they say, my people, we know how to run against Mr. Cummings. So they say to them, they tell their friends. But they will not tell you. It's almost like the guy when they, you know the story about Sparta, when they collected Sparta, they said, "Oh, we're going to kill Sparta." They were carrying him to the fire. He said, "Oh, thank God they carried me to the fire. Thank God they carried me to the fire. At least when I get in that fire." They said, "Oh, in fact, they're trying the water." He said, "No, don't give me the water. Don't give me the water. No, don't give me the water." By the time they throw Sparta on top of the water, Sparta start running away. So now what going on? CDC say, y'all bring Mr. Cummings, we're dirty y'all. We're dirty y'all. Y'all bring Mr. Cummings. That when a Bwaka at least stand a chance. Look at that. Look at that. Niswa. You're not just listening to the other one, yeah. The one who say he won't be senator too. You're listening to him.
the CPP has crashed, has crumbled in the middle of a fight against your most powerful opponent. You guys are shooting yourself. It's one thing to go your separate way. So it looked like not only a self-destructive impulse, but it looked like people look like they are paid to help the ruling party to succeed. They're fighting the strongest guy, the weakest guy. Let's destroy everybody before we meet our opponent. But here's my question to you, Costa. You ask yourself the question: in this crisis, there are people who represent the problem, represent the solution. There are many people who think that you represent a problem in CPP, and that the extremists on both sides, on all sides, the four major sides, hijack the process, and the moderate will step back and say the extremists now have the largest voice. Their voices are drawn out other moderate voices. So they represent you. You say you don't have influence. Influence has transatlantic effect. You can influence in millions of miles. So people believe that Costa was a major player hijacking the process. His voice is a bigger voice that drawn out other voices, and you shift the things. And to that extent now, is there a sense of regret that, oh, Maybe I should not have been as extreme as I was. Maybe I should have been more moderate. Maybe I should look at the feature of CPP than the Costa subduing potential opponent who stand in the way. What is the argument? What would you respond?
Again, we're politicians. We're not in a nunnery or a monastery. Politics is ruthless. You know, it's a ruthless competition of ideas and interests. And so when you are in politics, Stanton, you use everything you've got to submit or to subdue your opponent. If it is a powerful voice, you use it to drive your narrative and your agenda. But here is the thing. I did nothing beyond saying what I felt was right. For a long time, you never heard me making noise. But when they infighting, all I did was to defend and promote my candidate. Did I say some serious stuff? Of course I did.
So H, let me ask you a question now. Why should the Liberian people trust the new arrangement? Why should the Liberian people build their hope again after you guys broke their heart? Why?
Stanton, let me tell you something. This is politics. The people who support us still support us.
But trust you. The new arrangement with which group?
The UP is going to leave, yes.
Okay, thank you.
But they are going to leave. Some of us will push to ensure that on the onset of the formation of this new political arrangement, it is made unambiguously clear that Joseph Human Boakai will be our candidate for president. At the very beginning, Stanton. If you like it, you join us. You don't like it, you don't join us.
So Joe Boakai did not condemn tribalism because Joe Boakai is a sadistic, unrepentant, unapologetic, tribalistic old man. That is what Joe Boakai is, and that is the only thing Joe Boakai knows how to do because he exploits tribalism. So, well, I say, I guess.
Not going to change. Joe Boakai has no fresh ideas. Joe Boakai is not able to run this country. He's a dead man walking. He's a dead man walking, and I cannot support a dead man walking.
If you have presidential aspiration, you're going to have to wait. But Joe Boakai, it will be stated very clearly at the very beginning before you join us. And it will be stated in our manifesto or our arrangement, our framework document. It will be stated clearly that he is the candidate. And so the position for standard bearership would be already occupied from the.
So Joe Boakai did not condemn tribalism because Joe Boakai is a sadistic, unrepentant, unapologetic, tribalistic old man. That is what Joe Boakai is, and that is the only thing Joe Boakai knows how to do because he exploits tribalism. So, well, I say, I guess.
Not going to change. Joe Boakai has no fresh ideas. Joe Boakai is not able to run this country. He's a dead man walking. He's a dead man walking, and I cannot support a dead man walking.
In the midst of all this confusion, in the midst of this implosion, how has it been silent, and what does that say?
The case of the ALP is no longer a CPP case. Benana Ure and his party, our party has pulled out, gentlemen. It is not Joe Boakai's. If Joe Boakai has no fish to fry in this oyster.
Your party didn't pull out of the CPP. There is nothing written that you guys have left the CPP. Your party made a request to leave through your chairman. Am I correct?
No, you are wrong.
Show me something that you left CPP.
Stanton.
Yeah.
Our party has pulled out. We left. The CPP, like every marriage or union or arrangement, falls under the jurisdiction of the Liberian Constitution, which allows you to freely associate and freely.
What do you have to show to the Liberian people that you left the CPP?
We have left the CPP, and we are communicating with the National Elections Commission to inform them officially that we have left.
No, you put in a request to leave. That's the press release.
You don't put in a request, Stanton. You're using the wrong diction.
I can read that. No. Ish. I can read your letter to you. Your letter from your party instructing your chairman
to
leave. No.
Yeah, your name and where you calling from?
The last press statement that we received from AL,
Okay.
you instructed your
Okay, go ahead.
chairman
Let me just
that
okay, let's go. You on live.
Okay, you know, I was just watching and trying to make some clarity as it relates to your air change story and the accusation you're really making against Henry Costa. You know, politics is a game. And if you know how to play a game well, it all works better for you. Alexander Cummings is a decent man, and the ANC is a good political party or whatever, but they have to understand the political game. If you have a people who don't understand what they're doing, that's what led Cummings to do what is happening now. Because I don't want to believe that Cummings would want to find himself this kind of embarrassed as it is. Hello?
Yeah,
Are you getting me?
yeah. I'm listening to you on live. Yeah,
Yeah. So Costa is playing his game as a neutral man. He promoting his candidate. Regardless of Costa criticized Joseph Walker, it was by then. But now he's seeing Joseph Walker as the only alternative. Why wouldn't he support Joseph Walker instead of Cummings? He will support Joseph Walker. So it left a Cummings propaganda arm to promote Cummings. Now they went into an agreement called a CPP. According to the agreement, document was temporary. It's Cummings admit that document was temporary? Yes. Now,
wait. Hold on. You said Cummings admitted that document was temporary?
Of course. Cummings did admit that document was temporary.
Where?
Now, because when Yomli Kanga writes him requesting for the old framework document.
Excuse me, where do you heard it from? From somebody now. Don't say Cummings admitted. You heard it from Henry Costa. That Cummings.
I don't have the year from Henry Costa.
But you never heard it from Mr. Cummings either. Mr. Cummings never told nobody whether document was temporary.
Now, I'm speaking from the point where Yomli Kanga writes Alexander Cummings. Bernard Yure writes Alexander Cummings.
You heard it, they say. You said something. You said Mr. Cummings. No. You said Mr. Cummings admitted. That's what you just said.
Because the agreement means that
if you write me, excuse me, if I come up and say I write you, that means somebody should come up and say you admit to what I'm saying.
My brother, assuming.
Don't assume this is a case. Don't assume.
No,
I'm holding you for your word now. You said I'm holding you on your own word. You just made a statement. You said Mr. Cummings admitted.
Yes.
So where? When he admitted to what? When? Which are the station?
He admits in the sense that when
No. Listen, man. Listen, please. Don't do this. You're not talking to somebody who maybe don't understand too. Don't say he admit in a sense. I know from your explanation, I don't have to be a rocket scientist to know who you're supporting. I cannot. I will tell you exactly.
I support Joseph Walker.
Cool. That's good. From your explanation. If I write you a letter and say, John Brown, I need you to bring my car to my place. So other people also agree that you already admitted that you took it because I accuse you.
Yes, here is my analysis.
No. Answer my question on that.
Here is my analysis.
You listen, my man. You don't beat the question. Listen. Don't beat the question. Don't beat it. You are just talking from your own mouth because I want you to clear that part of it that Mr. Cummings admitted. And Mr. Cummings admitted. No, my man. Listen, this is my thing. I don't let people judge. I was going to give you, you're going to explain from now to judgment, but you said Mr. Cummings admitted, so I want to know so I can start doing my own research to find it where he admitted. You heard him saying it, no. No. You taking, listen to me. Okay, then you know why? The fact of the matter is that it will be very hard for you and I to have the conversation because I support Cummings, you support Mr. Boaka, but you're trying to defend something. You just gave me false information. No, You gave me no. You gave me false information within no time.
What's the question?
No, your false information you gave me. You say Mr. Cummings admitted that there was a temporary with the document. And I said, wait. So you started talking. I said, wait. On which of the show was document so I can mention? But you say no because Yombly wrote.
I won't get the facts.
Oh no. You giving me they say you giving me your version. No. You giving me your version. No, two things you can do if you want to continue the conversation. You got to say, okay, you got to rephrase what you said. Then we can continue the conversation. Or else, I'm not going to listen to your version. I'm not going to listen to your version. I'm meant to be from you. I'm not going to listen to your version and can't sing song in my ear and tell me about Yombly writing, this other person writing.
Let me rephrase. You want to rephrase?
Go ahead. I listen to you. If you're not satisfied, I'll tell you, say no.
Okay, no problem. The rephrase here is after Yombly Kanga writes Mr. Alexander Cummings. Now, Cummings were in the right position. Cummings were in the right position to reply to Yombly's Kanga Lawrence that, hey, there was no framework document temper with and nothing of such.
No, okay, let me hold you there. Let me hold you there. Wait. Did Yombly Kanga wrote Mr. Cummings and tell him say that you temper with the document? She said it in her document?
Yes, they were pressed over head.
Stop it, my boy. Stop it, man. Stop it. Listen to me. You're not going to play. You're not going to listen to me. Listen. You're not going to play that other one because I listened to Yombly Kanga press conference. She said Mr. Cummings should take responsibility. She never in her document and said, Mr. Cummings, you temper with this document and I want blah, blah, blah. Never. She never. Everything you say here, Bresna, is all they say. It's all they say and they say. But let me tell you too. Listen to me. When was the document signed for CPP?
My brother, I wouldn't have to go to the...
When was the document signed for CPP?
I have no idea when the document was signed.
But then why you want to get into something that you don't have an idea about?
Doesn't mean I don't know.
No, then you jump. No. Listen, you must know the root cause of a problem. If you cannot tell me when this document was signed and you want to jump in the middle and say because Yombly sent a letter with all the propaganda going on, Yombly sent a letter, then you know nothing about the case. Then you know nothing about the whole document.
My brother, why is Cummings in court?
Oh, wait. So if you take me to court, excuse me, if somebody take me to court, that means I'm guilty? Now what you telling me?
No.
Okay, listen. I'm not going to get, listen to me. Hold up your 2 minutes finished. Let me try another person, yeah? Hello? Hello, your name and where you calling from?
My name is Charlie Garnett, and I call from Maryland, Gettysburg.
Yep.
And first of all, thank you for the analysis that you provided so far.
Thank you.
And it's unfortunate that our people will still be clamoring for the play and display of politics instead of leadership in a nation that have been struggling for all these years in abject poverty, no development, no forward march, and people are talking that Mr. Cummings doesn't know how to play the political game. Mr. Cummings has said times and times without number that he is not a politician. He is not the normal politician. This guy comes from a corporate background, who comes with a lot of experience and leadership, and comes on the scene to change the narrative for these old, we call them the old guys don't want the other to be changed. If you listen to all the arguments, I listen to Henry Costa. He's a very intelligent guy. You cannot take that from him. He's a very intelligent guy. He's a wordsmith. He knows how to talk extremely well. I was disappointed when he made it emphatically clear that it was, all that they are doing is propaganda. I'm like, because I have listened to Costa on a number of occasions, and I admire the guy. The guy has some very, very good advocacy. You cannot take that from him. But for him to, at this critical junction in the dispensation of the nation, for people to say that they are imploring politics instead of leadership is disappointing. So the Liberian people should understand that this is mere propaganda.
This is mere propaganda. Someone who is intelligent is just trying to condition the minds of the people in the wrong direction. And that's what it is. And money I must admit, I honestly admire your analysis of the situation. I do honestly admire analysis of the situation. And you're doing a great job. And our people need to understand that this thing is not about Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings can leave the country. This man has resources that he and his children can live on. He has resources. But here is a man who has made success in the corporate world and want to come and at least extend his leadership ability to a nation that is in dying need of leadership. And we still don't see it, but we still want to follow the same old breed of politicians who have no new ideas, who are analog in their thinking. They are not creative. They are not leveraging technology. They don't have any new approach to the governance now. The governance system in our country. But want to perpetuate the same old things year in and year. It's disheartening. So, Money, thank you for the show tonight. I appreciate you. And I know you'll be in DC tomorrow. I don't know how it's going to be like, but I will try to see if I can make out time to find you in DC. I'm not far from DC.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And you see, these are some of the things I'm one of the few guys who allow people to come on the show and we have that debate. But you do not have a debate with lies. The first thing he lied at, Mr. Cummings admitted. Then he said because Yombly wrote all that fake letter that were going to Mr. Costa or put it on Facebook or whatsoever. Now today he said the tape that I just played is proper. No, we will use it. In fact, there are more to come. That just the surface. There are a lot of tapes and text messages from one place to another place that will surface. So if we're using that tape and you say politics is a dirty game, and you know he admitted one, ANC is a good party, two, Mr. Cummings is a decent man. But then, why think Mr. Cummings in court? So everybody who go to court, you criminal? You see that? Then you want to tell me, but you don't know when the framework document was signed. You have never read the framework document. As a UP member or fan or member or whosoever supporting Mr. Bwaka, you don't know what's into this document. That is what we do, Liberians. I don't know what they're about. I be talking whole day. They're requesting for the old campus. They think that we drink water through our nose. It's the same thing Yomli doing to Musa Belete, requesting for the old constitution that they all sat down and amend because the political leader had too much power. But because there was no way to take Liberty Party to UP, we'll go back to the old constitution. So we should go back to the old document. Yeah. Yeah, hello, your name and where you calling from? Go ahead, bro. You got it, please, Prince.
Yeah, the general, how you doing? This is Prince. I'm calling from Tennessee.
It's cool, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, general, I thank you very much, man. You know, when some people come on the show, as soon they open their mouths and ready to talk, if you're really listening, you can know that those people they're going to Herman Costa Night School.
Yeah.
Where they wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning, and then Herman Costa feeds them all the junk and lies. Look, I don't care how eloquently you speak a lie, it's still a lie.
It's a lie.
I don't care how you can be a good or wordsmith, and if you bundle a lie in the eloquences of your dictions, it's still a lie. Herman Costa, look, you know the difference between a developed word and the tail word, I mean, in this advanced culture we're in, the people always give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
Because you know what? We are human beings. We're full of complexity. But what one thing that the constant is our character, our behavior, our morals. Look, you know this guy who went to jail for this investment scheme. I may not be able to recall his name, but he was a big investment tycoon in the United States. Investing.
Yeah, I know the guy. I forgot his name, man. What the guy name?
Yeah, the older man, the older guy, investing a lot of people money, making a lot of money off the
Madoff or something.
Bernie Madoff, making money for a lot of people. But under that was a scheme. And when that scheme went to where it was exposed, the American people finally realized that this guy was a scam, and they put him where he belonged. You can say Henry Costa is articulate. He's a wordsmith. He fought for the country. He went down to the jail for the country. He one of the patriotic men ever in the history of Liberia, the George Weah. I don't care how patriotic campaigning. I don't care what he did so much. He can even bend whole arms out and fight on the front line, get all the medal, the Purple Heart. But when we find out that Henry Costa, all of what he has been doing, it's all been done out of self-aggrandizement and self-interest, selfish desire, egotistic, narcissistic reasons. Everything is thrown out of the window. Just a Bernie Madoff, all his investment, the people he had been made rich, they didn't care about whether he made them rich. They cared about all the scheme that was going on the cover of everything. It is the same way today. It has always been a scam. Henry Costa is the biggest scam Liberia ever come across. He lied. He lied to the point he put the whole Liberian president under the pressure. The man got to make a song out of what he called liar man. And today we're all seeing it today. The playing this tape didn't make Antwerp say that politics. They took what he mean. Abdullah Ketama gave Henry Costa a clear picture as to the kind of damage that Henry Costa is doing to the hopes and the aspirations of the Liberian people in the form of the CPP. And Henry Costa sat there and said, yes, I agree with you. It is politics. No. There is politics and there is hypocrisy. In politics, we deal with the issue. In hypocrisy, we lie about the issue.
Yeah.
Henry Costa then are lying about the issue. That's hypocrisy. That is no politics. It's not politics when you look at a man and tell him, say that the man should give you something that you didn't give him.
Yeah.
It's not politics. Your king, they presented to the Liberian people. They gave what his name? Henry Costa's father, his perhaps a biological father or maybe his stepfather, surrogate father, Yuri. They gave him the opportunity for him to put together a framework document that will look at the hope and the aspiration of Liberian people. And Yuri drafted. I don't think he didn't even draft that. He went and put on his drawer the MP document that was forged in Banga.
Yeah.
That that established the MPP as a group that was seeking to have their own interest within the interim government. He presented a document to the Liberian people that only expressed the aspiration of the political party and neglected the aspiration of the people. The document was so written in the fashion that it was like a rebel fashion or rebel group coming together, and they forged a document. Oh, in fact, you will not be given position until you be active and visible and active. You will not be allowed to do this until you be a member of us. and we would divide the country. UP would take the foreign ministry, and LP would take the defense ministry, and ANC would take the agriculture ministry, and we were appointed superintendent, and we were appointed mayor. The other person appointed mayor, other person. I mean, it was a complete, like, it was even the document was worse than that document that was signed in Europe to colonize Africa.
I'm telling you.
It was nothing less than a colonial segregation and separation of power. When the Liberian people saw it, I was one of those I saw that thing. I go back to my post. When I read that thing, I said, you better take that thing and go shove it somewhere, or you throw that damn thing away, or else I give them even 90 days. I say, if they don't do any address and revise that thing that would guarantee the aspiration of the Liberian people, the reason the Liberian people trusted them, I say, I give them, I will take them to court. And the reason I say I will take them to court because it violates the rights of every Liberian. I'm talking about if you don't be verbal and visible, you can't hold job. And that document, you didn't have the time because his tenure had just over. In fact, he overlaps his tenure. The tenure had just over. So that document, you took that document in the controversy of the document being illegitimate in the sense that it didn't represent the aspiration of Liberian people. You took that document and gave it to Cummings, and told Cummings, say, well, fix it. And Cummings went and took that document and gave it to the lawyers. And the lawyers looked at that document and said, yes, indeed, the Liberian people are right. The document needs to be revised.
You know that the document he won, and the document they're talking about, that the document they say they won. After you amend a constitution, you say you want a copy. The same thing that Yombly doing to build, that the same thing Yombly doing to build it.
Yeah. So the document was amended as per the request of the Liberian people. And when the document was amended, because mind you, that document it's already been constituted and signed.
Yes.
And signed, constituted and signed. So it was not the Liberian people didn't tell them to rewrite it.
No.
The Liberian people told them to amend it. And when amendment is done, amendment does not change the whole structure of it doesn't change the whole. You are right. You cited several instances just to try to inform and educate our people, and then you gave a naive person that the guy who was last talking to you. You should have made that guy to first apologize for lying on Cummings before he even rephrased his statement, because he came boldly to pick up all the lies that Henry Costa been feeding, to feed into this audience, talking about Cummings, admitted that he altered the document. He should apologize to Cummings for lying on Cummings before he even continue. Because these are the kind of lies. And let me say this. Stanton Waterspoon is crossing the red line. I set a red line. The same red line I used against Michael Gibbon when Michael Gibbon came out. And I asked him, I said, Michael Gibbon, are you going to be championing the cause for the Liberian people, or are you a CD? Are you going to be championing? We are government supporter? He said, I'm not. We are government supporter. I'm for the Liberian people. I will be speaking for the Liberian people. I don't care for party business. I don't care for that. I said, but you sign me more or less than you for the government. In fact, the reason I asked you because your brother, the man who part of this station here, he not been given position in Liberia. Oh, that man on your own. Yeah. That man left. He left Jireha. That man got nothing to do with the Jireha. That man on your own. Today, that Michael Gibbon now. One of the rabbit that are jumping in the hole and out of the hole now. One of the fat cats that's sitting down now and saying things and like it's not happening. And that Michael Gibbon now that propagating, speaking, and benefiting and getting money.
Yeah.
We are to give false and misinformation to our people. And when I cross that line with Michael Gibbon, I never go on Michael Gibbon's show.
Oh yeah, done with it.
You don't lie to me and think you're smart. That's the same thing now I'm giving to Stanton Waterspoon. And Stanton, you might be listening, or perhaps Benson be listening, or perhaps or what he need, or Kia Hassan listening. Let me say to you today, Stanton Waterspoon, if maybe yourself are listening. Look, in every man's life, in a young man's life, we all have, God gave us the opportunity, and God gave us the time and the moment. John Weir was given the opportunity, the time, and the moment. John Weah destroyed that opportunity. He misused that moment, and he damaged that chance that was given to him by God. Don't allow that to happen to you. You're now a journalist. You never went to journalism school. You're a nurse. You're in the healthcare field. But when you decide to come into the world of journalism is the fourth estate.
Yep.
The reason they call it the fourth estate, it is the one that holds government feet to the fire.
Yep. They are not friends with government.
It is the soul. When they say the soul is mightier than the pen. I mean, the pen is mightier than the sword, because the sword is the government. It used brute force, it used intimidation, it used taxes and prosecution, but the pen used its ability to be able to persuasively inform and educate the people, so that the people's mind can be molded and be nourished in a way that they can defeat the brutality of the sword, of the weapon of the government. So that's why they call the press the full estate. If you have been, God has given you the opportunity for you to come from the nursing home, taking care of and older people, to come and establish 4 radio stations and 2 TV stations in less than 2 months, while other people they're struggling, they're 50-50. But all of a sudden, you just got 4 radio stations and you got everything going, and you got Spoon Talk now. Everybody coming there, you got thousands of people watching. If you are privileged with that, be careful to be able to maintain that, so that it can help to promote and advance our people and our interests of our people, not your selfish agenda. Because I heard you're trying to position yourself to run for president in the future coming 2029. Be careful. The reason I'm trying to warn you to be careful, because here's the thing here. The people listening, they don't confuse the people. Don't try and the first thing I started saying, you know what? Standard Watersman got to be careful, because he got businesses, so you can't be high on the government. You know, he's a businessman. That way I went from there. I went from there and came to the point. I said, no, Standard Watersman is not about business. Standard Watersman is up for something. And I've seen now that apparently, or possibly, or plausibly, that you are being used as a silent hand of the Weah administration to fool and confuse our people, because you're using the media empire, which I don't know how you got to rise to that level in the twinkling of an eye, when other people are struggling. It begs the question, because during Ellington, I didn't see you got 4 radio stations or 5 radio stations during Ellington. All of a sudden, George Weah came there, you get 5 radio stations, 3 TV stations. I'm not envying you for that, and I'm not saying no. You work hard, you earn your money, you want to use it whatever way you want to use it, but do not deceive and disinform and misinform our people. Let me say this. When you look at this case, on the genesis of this case, this is how news media deal with things. They deal with credibility, they deal with facts. It's not sensationalism. It's not just tautology, just to make people confused, or entertainment. No, Spoon Talk is not an entertainment. Spoon Talk should be a platform to inform and educate the people with the facts. This thing, not go to the facts of this thing. Yes, Ure man came out and he wrote a letter. Why are you guys now taking Ure letter and examining and dissecting and using a forensic or analysis on Ure's first letter he wrote regarding the allegation? This thing is growing. It's almost like the man who came from the bush, who borrowed all the parts from the different animals to come marry the beautiful woman. Let me borrow your nose. Let me borrow your eye. Let me borrow your hand. Let me borrow your teeth. Let me borrow your toe. The high looking. You came and said this. He used all the big words, nefarious or clandestine. All the words that are coming to force the document and this and that. We went there now. You're talking about, man. It comes down to now. Cummings might bring copy. Oh, we're not talking about forging or signature anymore. That Cummings might bring copy. Is coming the secretariat or the CPP? The document he's talking about bringing copy. Have you asked him what kind of document he's talking about and what copy? Because the first document he presented to our UE, we the Librarian who condemned that document. We said that document should be amended. Because the document didn't express our aspiration. It wouldn't express the acquisition of political parties. Where Mo Ali will be the general minister. where his name what his name Darrell Dillon will be the I would call it the justice minister or something. Or minister of religion, because every time you read like him, you quote the scripture from the Bible. Anytime you don't rather tell a lie or a story, you can cite the Bible. Or Yomli Kanga will be the next vice president. When we decided against it, we spoke against it, y'all amended that document. That document was signed already. Y'all amended it. Talking to a lawyer. The lawyer looked at it and the lawyer put it into perspective in legality, in terms of legality. Everything written in that document was in the document. The lawyer, when you wrote the lawyer, you're talking about Yomli Kanga wrote Cummings to do what? Yomli Kanga wrote the lawyers. The lawyer looked and said, they examined the document. They said, well, everything that in that document is consistent with what we did. Nothing, if the lawyer has seen anything between the lawyer who had told them, if the lawyer see the exit clause was not there and they were added, the lawyer would not have told them, oh, we didn't add the exit clause. But everything is consistent with what we did. And the lawyer even cautioned them to be careful. That this could potentially cause a problem. And today we hear that a case when taken to the court. When you take a case to the court and you present a case to the court, the court acts on two things. The court acts on what they call prima facie evidence. Prima facie evidence is just, we look at when you go to the court, you say, man, this thing to me, the court say, okay, if an investigator was getting whatever evidence I gather at the time, the court look at that evidence and say, okay, the evidence it seems to be legally sufficient for us to be able to prosecute the case. The court takes the case. You go to court the first day. The case, the judge do whatever they do, what formality of the court. Look at the first lie that was told from the get-go. Paul Cummings refused for them to put camera in the court. That was a lie. Cummings and his lawyer did not even have the choice or option. The court already have an existing rule that said there will be no recording or camera or anything allowed in proceeding or trial. Rule 11 of the MCC Moral Center Code. Serena Seaford knew that rule. He knows it very well. He had never tried any case in that court and using camera or something. But they wanted to play circuitry. They want to use as a circus. They want to play fun other Liberian people and do it and have another Spoon TV movement where everybody can go over there and watch and watch and fun. And the judge said, I will review that motion. The judge wanted to review the motion. Cummings lawyers said that motion had to be called for review. When they went and reviewed the motion, all of them knew. They knew. The judge saw the thing boldly written that there is no camera that's a rule of the court. And the law don't change to convenience anybody. So the judge was the one that struck down that motion. It was not Cummings' lawyer. Because that motion was inconsistent with the court rule. But we jump around, the United Party people jump around, and Custer say, oh, Cummings, I want to come in handcuff. I want in handcuff too. That dude, I think he's psychotic. You know, when somebody goes, I'll be honest with you. It's thing in mental health. They call it grandeur of self. He's psychotic. Yeah, listen how he talks. Look at the facts he presented. Yeah, man, got up. Somebody sent you a text. He reading from the text. Just as he did with we are government, he's sitting in America. Somebody he paid people $20, $10 in the steal information for beyond we are government. They feed the information to him. He come and read that information and act like he the one doing and he the one going in the trenches and putting the information out. What is the information? Then buying it and they give it to him. He just kind of read it every in the morning, 3 a.m. He read it from his phone. Give me a message for talking about document was signed, this other document was signed, and trying to pin a picture out here to say, when he couldn't put the pieces together, now he's not even shameless. He's shameless to even come out and say, oh, I made a mistake, and apologize for that, and then, So, Money, the thing here I'm saying to you, I just don't know what the Liberian people really want. Because sometimes we seem to want this thing, and when it comes to us, then we say, no, we want more than this thing. So Stanton Water Spoon and the Spoon TV and Spoon Plan. The sad thing is that Ben Sambi is disappointed with Ben Sambi. I'm disappointed with Francine Richardson. Well, I understand, but and I'm disappointed with Termini George. Some of the people who sit up there. I don't give a damn about those. Those got to secure his job. But the fact that they will sit over there and stand on Water Spoon, just booted them around. I don't know how much you're paying them. I don't know how kind of money you're giving them. But I mean, the only person that tried said that Abdullah Katama, and he has been almost at the end of the perhaps maybe he himself, man. But I respect Abdullah and whatever the case is, and Abdullah often try to be objective. But I don't know why would you guys sit over there, still with us who is not a journalist?
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call cannot be.
And he would sit over there, and he would create the narrative, run the narrative, create a drama, run the drama, and then the whole show is all about tableau. It's not even news information dissemination anymore. It's a tableau. Create sensationalism, make people to be at the edge, agitated and frustrated. Then they come back the next day. Is that what you got? Is that what you guys going to give the Liberian people? I think Senator Waters going to rethink that he's been given a unique position, put in a unique position to be able to give the Liberian people the voice that we have never had for a long time. We will come and we will go. Liberia will stay. Coming lawyer then should not go down this rabbit hole with we are government. They did the same thing to Cabinet General. When we told Cabinet General here to put a foot down and say, look, I'm not going to take this nonsense. It's not going to happen. If I'm not getting the justice here, I'm going to boycott this process. I'm going to ask for intervention of ECOWAS court. He didn't do it. He went down the rabbit hole with them. At the end of the day, playing games with them, and they did everything they could today before he ended up going to ECOWAS court.
Yep.
Cummings, they shouldn't go through the rabbit hole with these people.
No way.
When you go to court, before the case starts, everybody can present to the accused. I mean, the accuser how to present his evidence, because the burden of proof lies on the accuser. He had to present evidence as to why he called you to court. When the judge asked them to present the evidence, they said they needed 90 days. They knew 90 days it would be a violation of the Constitution, the right of speedy trial. But yes, they asked for 90 days. They see when they knew that the camera in the court is a violation of the court rule, they still ask for camera in the court. They know 90 days will be a violation of the Constitution that calls for speedy trial. They still ask for 90 days. The judge can say, no. Only 5 days, you're allowed 5 days to bring your evidence. If you don't bring your evidence so we can start the case here, I'll give you 5 days. They come out 5 days and say, oh, no, our evidence is not in our photo, the incoming bedroom. Are you serious? Your evidence that you say you got the prosecuted man and my person going and arresting is not in your briefcase anymore, but it's on coming bed. Are you serious?
Yep.
Now, how did you get case to bring to the court? If your evidence in the man's bedroom, and what did you use to come to the court? On the word of a notorious criminal, a warlord, a gun runner, a liar? You bring up a judgment to court on that? Then you come out to the court the other Friday and say, the man provide the man got document, the man we gave him 5 copies. Oh no, we have the copy. We have the copy. Oh no, I call the other person to bring the copy so I'm gonna compare it. Oh no, and I call NEC told me the document was a photocopy. Oh no, and somebody called me. I listened to it on the. Is this it? This is a mockery of democracy, or abuse of the judicial process, or the insult to the intelligence of the Liberian people. A provocation to the very aspect of the peace of Liberia that could potentially derail Liberian peace. Prince Johnson said something that I continue to worry about. Prince Johnson said, George, we have become president. George, we are president will bring war to Liberia. I keep wondering what Prince Johnson means by that. Because he's a warmonger. He's a person who has survived and lived in war, who knows how war is and how war can be fought. But he said it. Prince Johnson, George Weah presidency will bring war to Liberia. I'm beginning to feel that. I'm beginning to get worried about that. Because this thing that is happening right now, it has the potential to derail the peace of Liberia. It is not just about Elizabeth Cummings. This is about 125,000 plus people who believe this man, who respect this man, who think this man can change their lives, who think the man can redeem their hope, who thinks the man can give them the opportunity they want. 125 people who cast their vote. You can say Joseph Boakai have 500,000. I don't give a damn about Joseph Boakai have 1,000,000. You can say George Weah have 1,000,000 voters. I don't give a damn about George Weah million votes. When Alexander the Great went to fight forces stronger than him, they have millions of armies against Alexander the Great, married 10,000 soldiers and 12,000 generals, and 1,200 generals. Alexander the Great beat them all the time. So it's strategy that matters. It's not about number or how many number a person has. So my point is saying that there are people, 125,000 plus people in Liberia right now who believe Alexander Cummings, who will stand up for Alexander Cummings, who will fight for Alexander Cummings because they believe that he will change their life. And it goes both ways too. There are thousands of people that believe that once believed in we are. And those thousands of people getting the reality is kicking in right now. Some of them like Randy Dapple. He once believed in we are. He did everything for we are to be president. Today he's sitting on the fence. Someone like Obi spent all his retirement money to be we are president. Today he's sitting on the fence. They let Win Sadie Christmas. Everything he would do for we are to be president, and he came out against we are. Later he went back were enticed and fooled by false hope and false thing. He went back and he saw even they were just empty promises. And unfortunately he ended up losing his life. And he didn't even realize the dream that could possibly come to Liberia if some good leader gets in power. This is what we do. Joseph Boakai wants to be a leader. He should act like a leader. Don't start begging Joseph Boakai to talk. I don't give a damn if he talk, he don't talk. Joseph Boakai has never talked about anything in his life. So it's not a surprise. Just start asking Joseph Boakai for leadership. Joseph Boakai has never shown leadership in his life before. Don't forget that nobody will fool you about that LPRC thing, or LPNC, or MNC thing. If Joseph Boakai get fired by Amos Sawyer, and who else Joseph Boakai get be fired by Amos Sawyer? So just start begging Joseph Boakai. He has a choice. You need choice to show leadership now. If he doesn't show leadership, that's his business, that's his choice. If he tires and he can't, old age is a critical mass. If that critical mass are caught up with him, then we understand. Let him come out and say it. Let him not be used by greedy, selfish, desperate young people. They're like more Ali than the Keseli than the Obi, the Aaron Costa that insulted and cussed that man up and put a stigmatism on the man that today people can call the man dead man walking. That people can call the man Sleepy Joe. Accuse that man or even using his office to try to sexually sleep with a woman to do favor for the woman. Today he come now, he said he made the best solution because he feels that the man will die and then they will take over. Why would you be that kind of selfish and mean and very evil? Because the old man be president, the old man will not last. If Joseph Boakai was young that Cummings, Costa wouldn't support him. Because they feel that they know that they will not have the chance. This is selfish and mean. So stand up Waters on, do things right by Liberian people. Instead of you trying to implicate people talking about that Mariah Yakula then did it, talking about the other person the other person did it. Look, next thing what you say now that coming Chico or Drawa that carry the thing and put it in, wrap it in color paper. What you say next? Are we here today because they speculate? Justice is not by speculation. Justice is by proven evidence. So my Liberian people, we are at the crossroad. We are at a junction where the conscience of a nation depends. It can lead to the transformation of that nation. Where is the conscience of the Liberian people? You're saying that, yeah, oh, Cummings, let Cummings provide evidence. Cummings got a copy, let him give it. Are you serious? If Cummings get that copy, they'll tell me, say, oh, but the copy said it too rampant. Maybe it was straight. Why it rampant like this? If Cummings get that copy, and then they say, oh, oil on the copy. Somebody do not grease on it. And then the same thing they gave, they came and said, oh, the Roman number, our not Roman number, our whole number, is that, excuse me, is that where we're going to go? And we are going to think it's our advantage. No, the people have already made up their mind. If you don't know that, whether it's coming, it's Baka, the people already made up their mind. They're not going to take you again.
Prince Julius said he won't call. Are you the one just holding on here now? Prince and Julius, he texted my phone. He didn't put it up there. He said, my man, Prince now go. Prince gone one. Listen, he said Prince gone 1 minute 45 seconds. He said Prince now speak for 1 minute 45 seconds, so you get 15 seconds more.
So my fellow Liberians, we all honesty, not be true to ourselves. There is politics and there is hypocrisy. This is no politics. It's hypocrisy and it's downright dangerous. It could plunge our country into chaos. And the chaos is not because of Cummings, it's because of those who all would love and want tired. We tired living in other people's countries. Someone who I didn't kind of America, but who are going to America, no. We're tired. We want to go home. Some of our children on the street, they're tired. They want to leave the street. They're tired with the drugs. They're tired of being called Zogo. We are tired. If we couldn't do it in 4 years, he would not turn it around in less than 18 months. In less than 18 months. Election is less than 18 months. Thank you very much. And may God bless you all. And thank you for the opportunity. And let God bless Liberia and the heart of Liberian so that we can know that when you ask God for something, He give it to you. Be able to have the ability to see it and respect it and accept it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Prince. You said it all. I can't say anything. You touch everything, and that's how he speak from his heart. And Joseph Kondo, and thanks for the correction, is 33 Amendment 27 rectify. And I just talking about 1717. Thanks and Joseph for that correction. And also, someone just said that why Mr. Cummings can give the document. The document they are requesting for, they're talking about original. They're talking about the first document that they signed that the Liberian people went against and before they amended the constitution. So it's not in Mr. Cummings' possession. Mr. Cummings don't have it. That is the same games that Yombly and DeLong were playing with Musa Bilete. They won the old constitution. The first one, when they signed it, everybody went against it. Everybody went against that document. 1037. Everybody went against that document. So there is no document in our possession. You listen to Ure saying that we have all the documents. We have copies. We have copies of the amended documents. He have copies. And guess what? The Deputy Secretary General of ANC, Doloke Jonathan Tayo, he dropped off their copies and they signed for it. So he got the copies when he signed, they signed. So Liberians, I know you all want this case to be over with, but we will continue to tell Liberian people, let the judge, let the lawyers play. Right now, today they took the judge up to look at his ruling because it makes no sense. How can you charge a man when you don't even have evidence? So what you saw is they say, but anyway, Julius, you want to come up? I call you look at your number, you change your number, man. You more than somebody. Every time you change your number, you more than George we are now. But anyway, guys, we'll be in Washington, D.C. tomorrow. And if you want to be on that trip, you can call me and there will be a seat available for you. We got a bus going. Hey. So I talk to you guys. Y'all have a good day. God bless you until we meet tomorrow again. So keep safe. Cross your finger. Don't worry. Don't rush it. We'll get through it. It's just the beginning. That's the beginning of 2023. And someone said that we're afraid of George. We are no, nobody afraid of George. We are, but we know they're trying to play the same handbook, the same playbook with Ellen in 2011 election, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work, and we're not going to give you guys time on that. So thank you very much. There are a lot of information that will be coming up, but we will keep them. And what is his name? Ajivon, I saw your post. You say why Henry Costa and Mr. Ure hit Mr. Cummings. I know your Bwaka supporter, so I don't expect anything much from you. So the only time I can call you on to talk if it's got nothing to do with Bwaka, maybe you might be in the middle. But you supported Bwaka the last time and you decided to come back this time. So that's it. So have a good day, guys. I love you. So I'm going to leave you. In fact, let me sing my I forget my song. In CPP today, the Cummings we want to. In CPP today, the Cummings we want to. Come on, 2023, Cummings will win the election to be president. Oh, Cummings, yeah, our leader. Hey, Cummings, oh, Cummings, yeah, that man where we want to for our president. People say, hey, that Cummings say, that man where we want to for our president. So whether you're lucky or ain't lucky, that's my choice. You have your choice. So guys, I will leave you with this song called Kapao Kapao from all the way Bon County. So listen to it and let it take you home. Bye for now and have a good night.
La vie est lonely way. Papa good night. Papa lonely way. Papa good night. Very hard, I'm in India.
Choplo ya limie, ye pa kukwebo. Choplo ya limie, ye pa kukwebo. Tabla kapae, kapa kutaito. Tabla kapae, kapa kutaito. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello.
The program moment, tenga como mi, ni apaga tu ekpa. Hey! Hello, 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 hello. Kabow, kabow, kabow.